WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, April 15th, our top story. A deadly fire leaves a Milwaukee firefighter with severe burns.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Tension mounting in the Middle East.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Everything's looking good out on the roads right now. Light volume and pretty much full freeway speeds. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Another beautiful day ahead in your Storm Team forecast. Mostly sunny. Afternoon lake breeze. High of 65 at the lake, 71 inland. Partly cloudy skies tonight and a low down to 43. Right now at 48. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, this deadly fire on Milwaukee's south side over the weekend left one person dead, a firefighter with third-degree burns. That fire started in a house, 8th and Hayes, then spread to two other homes. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky.
Seconds away from talking about planning a firefighter funeral. He's got about 49% of his body with partial thickness burns. He has a long road of recovery.
That firefighter being treated in the burn unit at Ascension Columbia St. Mary's Hospital after further review actually still had burns over much of his body, although not as severe as originally thought. He had been trying to rescue the victim trapped in an attic when the floor became completely enveloped in flames.
Meanwhile, a large fire at an industrial site in Menominee Falls on Sunday night. Smoke could be seen coming from the Acro Sales and Engineering building on Carmen Avenue. This is near Lily and Silver Spring. It's unknown if there were any injuries or what caused that fire. And
elevated fire danger conditions persist across Wisconsin. Most of our state is under high or very high danger for fire. 37 fires burned over 300 acres across the state over the weekend, making it the single most active wildfire day so far this year. DNR asking people to avoid outdoor burning until conditions improve. Outdoor recreators or people who are enjoying the outdoors should also be extra careful with off-road vehicles or other equipment that could create sparks and start a fire.
The White House is reaffirming its support for Israel following Iran's attack against the country, despite recent tension between the U.S. and Tel Aviv over the impact of the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. Now, President Biden is urging Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to slow things down as it considers its response to Iran. ABC's Jordana Miller in Jerusalem.
There are far-right leaders in Netanyahu's government, hawks, who are pushing for a major attack. But there's also an element in the war cabinet here hinting that Israel doesn't need to attack immediately. But one of the most important factors here is what President Biden thinks and wants. And he's been very clear that he does not want an escalation. He's stood by Israel. And what he wants will be a major factor.
Israel and its allies are said to have intercepted most of the drones and missiles that were aimed at targets throughout Israel.
The first criminal trial for former President Donald Trump is set to begin today in Manhattan. Jury selection will get underway. The former president will be in court each day as he faces dozens of counts of falsifying business records, including claims that he tried to hide alleged hush money payments to an adult film star. CBS News' Naomi Rahim.
First up today is jury selection. Legal experts say it could take weeks to cut a pool of hundreds of potential jurors down to just 12 plus alternates.
Ultimately, there is no one who is going to enter that courthouse who doesn't have an opinion about Donald Trump.
Some legal experts say that Trump's lawyers are likely to file a motion to try to move the trial to another city.
Judge in the case has placed a gag order on former President Trump, who previously made disparaging comments publicly about the judge, prosecutors, and key witness Michael Cohen.
News Bunch Money today is tax day.
IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel says even if you waited until this very last day to file.
Our phone center's operating at peak efficiency. Wait times are down to about 3 minutes.
And he says they have a new system this year called Direct File that makes things easier.
It's a new way for taxpayers to file taxes online, direct with the IRS, and for free.
If you do need more time to get those taxes done, you can file for an extension, but be prepared to pay a penalty and interest. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
3 of Milwaukee County's top elected officials will get raises after a vote from the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors. The board adopted a nearly 12% raise for the county treasurer, clerk, and register of deeds. That decision comes after County Executive David Crawley vetoed a proposal for a 36% raise. The new proposal now heads to his desk for approval. All 3 officials are up for re-election this fall. The raises would not go into effect until after those elections.
Coming up, the Piano Man gets cut off early.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Did you hear about the HVAC technician's argument? It got pretty heated, but then things cooled off. Yeah, I guess you could say that I'm a fan of AC jokes. But sky-high utility bills? Well, that's no laughing matter. Hi, this is Steve from Mr. Holland's Home Services. You know what else isn't funny? Big repair bills for your furnace and air conditioner, paying full price, and high interest payments. Don't be an April Fool. This month, let Mr. Holland's Home Services replace your old, inefficient, money-guzzling AC and furnace for less than full price and get up to 24 months interest-free financing with approved credit. Hey, why did the air conditioner sweat? Well, you'd be sweating too if you had to run all day. I'm here all week, folks. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your high-energy bills are no joke, we can help.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:08.
So the Bucks' road to a championship is now set. We'll preview the playoffs and sports at 6:15.
Big news for gardeners in Wisconsin. The USDA has a new map for plant hardiness zones.
Zone 6A is completely new to the state, stretching along the lakefront from Kenosha to Sheboygan and some parts of Door County. Gardening expert Melinda Myers tells WTMJ.
So it means that the average minimum winter temperatures are warmer than they have been in the past.
Rather than make major changes, Myers says to experiment with new plants.
I'm telling gardeners, make notes, kind of track the weather, find out what's happening in your landscape, see how your plants are responding, and then look for those microclimates too.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Boy, those flowers just popped, didn't they, last week? All of a sudden, there they all are.
A little bit of sunshine, a little bit of heat.
Right?
That'll do it. It was Concert Interruptus on TV last night.
Billy Joel fans were a happy bunch until they weren't. That's where CBS cut off his 100th Madison Square Garden residency concert on television to bring golf fans a special report on the Masters. Some Piano Man fans compare it to the 1968 game when NBC cut away from a Jets-Raiders football game to show a kids' movie.
Oh, that girl is interrupting my life again.
Late Jet Johnny Sample lamenting after fans missed one of the most dramatic endings in sports history. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News, New York.
I didn't know they did that. I mean, the Masters at that point had long since been over. If you cared, you knew.
Yeah, that is odd. Just the timing has to be that way, the licensing or whatnot, where you have to...
But sometimes it's window dressing, too. Like, that's one of CBS's signature events, right? Jim Nantz, Hello Friends, all this, the pomp and circumstance. Of, so you want to showcase that. You want to show everybody, we're the master. It's over. Done. We already know.
Right in the final song, Piano Man of all tunes.
Oh, by the way, 4 hours ago, Scotty Scheffler won. 6:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you're like me, my home has become my happy place. It's happier now thanks to CertaPro painters. They are simply the best in the business. They will take care of the scuffs, the faded colors. They'll make your home a new home, inside or outside. They did the work at our house. It was quick, easy, and so affordable. Their estimates are always easy. You get a quote right away. It's simply the best in the business. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
6:11. Let's get an update on the Monday morning roads, Deb.
All right, we are looking pretty good right now. No major delays around the area. We're pretty much at full freeway speeds and no incidents up on the board either. So everything seems to be looking pretty good right now. I'm not seeing any problems. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshines in the forecast for your Monday. We get another nice and mild day. High temperatures lakeside in the 60s, lower 70s inland. Look for that lake breeze to kick in later in the day. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures falling into the 40s. On Tuesday, rain and storms become likely mainly in the afternoon. Breezy winds, and there is the isolated chance for some strong to severe storms. Wednesday, more showers and thunderstorms with temperatures in the 60s. On Thursday, small chance for some rain showers, highs in the 50s. Then we finally clear things out by Friday, partly cloudy skies with high temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 46 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
6:12 on a busy Monday morning here in Wisconsin's Morning News.
World leaders this morning are urging Israel not to retaliate. This after Iran launched an attack involving hundreds of drones. Just about every one of them was intercepted by Israel or by U.S. military.
Extraordinary response by Israel and its allies to this air assault that combined, some of them were cruise missiles, some of them were, I guess, more loosely defined as just rockets and others drones.
Right. No proxies anymore. No, Iran just going for it, apparently. So now the world is concerned because Israel could really flex here in the next couple of days or weeks.
Is on the brink.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says the people of the region are facing the possibility of a full-scale regional conflict.
Now is the time to defuse and de-escalate. Now is the time for maximum restraint.
Many of Israel's allies, including the U.S., are urging it not to retaliate.
But Israel is saying, wait, hold on.
They're a little tired of hearing that.
We all saw this happen. Why should we show restraint?
This attack crossed every red line, and Israel reserves the legal right to retaliate.
That is Israel's UN ambassador. He says they will defend their future.
We are not a frog in boiling water. We are a nation of lions.
Now, this attack was a response to an Israeli targeted strike on an Iranian embassy. So that happened in Damascus in Syria, killed a top Iranian general and others. So Iran was responding to that strike by sending these missiles on, late Friday night? Was that when that was, or into Saturday?
And you offered an important distinction on this. Usually Iran works through its proxies, and has that deniability. Well, this wasn't us, but everyone knows they fund Hezbollah.
Right.
Everyone knows they fund Hamas and various other groups. Right? This was the nation state of Iran going directly at the nation state of Israel, which is why this is so significantly different. 6:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Vince Vitrano here from Wisconsin's Morning News, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast. We update it every day with every segment, every interview, and every bit we do on the show. Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
I am jazzed as hell.
You can do it .com too. .com. I'm .comming right now.
It's about 110 degrees in this room. Nice job with the air conditioning, whoever.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Bullseye!
Subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast wherever you get your podcasts or listen live on WTMJ.com. Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It was a windows open weekend. Boy, was I happy. We had that roll screen on the brand new patio door that we got installed less than a year ago. But this was like that first really springtime, and it was great to have it open. It was open all weekend, and you don't want that to be a source of stress when you go to open those windows and let that fresh air in. You're like, these windows not looking too good anymore. Here's the deal they're offering right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin so you can fix that problem. 0% interest for up to 36 months or no down payment, no interest, no payments at all for 18 months if you book before April 30th. Here it is again, 0% interest for up to 36 months, or if you want to do it in 18 months, you pay nothing at all for 18 months if you book the work in your home before April 30th. Pella rated #1 by Milwaukee homeowners as the window brand that stands behind their products. Take ownership of that living space. Make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
And now the NBA postseason begins. A less than stellar weekend for the Milwaukee Bucks drives them down a playoff seed. And it sets up a first-round series with a regular season rival.
Back-to-back losses by the Bucks to close the regular season open the door for the New York Knicks to grab the 2 seed, bumping the Bucks down to 3rd, and a first-round matchup with the Indiana Pacers. Head coach Doc Rivers.
Indiana has had our number all year, right? So, perfect opponent. They're tough. They've played great against us. They have probably great confidence against us. We'll have great focus because we're going to have to.
Pacers, of course, won 4 out of 5 regular season matchups, all 5 games played before Doc Rivers' arrival. That first-round series begins Sunday at Fiserv Forum. Justin Garcia, WTMJ Sports.
Great. I don't know.
Perfect opponent.
Not sure if I have that
I
same
see what
confidence.
he's thinking there.
But
Right? Right.
yeah, lock
All right,
in.
let's
do
go.
it. And you got a week here to get ready and to rest and whatnot. Big day ahead for the Women's Basketball Association. Tonight, the WNBA draft. And 1 week after they faced off in the national championship, Iowa's Caitlin Clark and South Carolina's Camila Cardoso already set to be the big winners tonight.
We're just hours away from one of the most anticipated drafts in sports history. Caitlin Clark, all but certain to be the #1 overall pick. Back in December, the Fever won the lottery to choose first and hit the jackpot. Clark's expected arrival sent ticket prices through the roof, more than doubling. And now most of their games will be on national TV.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Brewers back home tonight. Got the Padres in town. Back to some National League play here for the Crew after a 4-2 road trip, finishing with a loss to the Orioles Sunday afternoon. Quick aside, you've been talking about the uniforms.
Yes.
Nobody's happy with the new Nike gear this year, right? They look cheap. They feel cheap. Kind of play cheap, too.
As you see, he had a blowout right there in his pants.
Yeah, blew out a tire. Left blinker is on.
Vinny Rotino and Jeff Levering on Bally Sports. Willie Adames store second and made a hard slide into the bag. Ripped up the knee and tore out a good patch just below his arse, too. I mean, these were big holes.
There's no way he could continue with those pants on.
Right? It looked like when your kid comes home after sliding on the asphalt during kickball. Because he was really into the game, right? In 5th grade. Brewers lost to the Orioles 6-4. Padres tonight in a 6:40 first pitch at American Family Field.
From the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, CBS Sports so proudly presents the Masters.
And CBS Sports, Jim Nance, welcoming more friends this morning.
Yeah.
Not a terribly exciting finish to the Masters, if I'm being honest. I mean, okay, all right, with the music. A few guys got wobbly toward the end, some big mistakes. Colin Morikawa and Ludwig Aubert both found water mid to late in their rounds. Then it was just Scotty Scheffler on cruise control, claiming his second green jacket at 11 under, 4 clear of the rest of the field. Of the players who made the cut, Tiger Woods finished dead last at plus 16.
Oof.
6:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's go time.
Oh, yeah. He's back, all right.
This is going to come down to the wire. I think buckle up, man. This is going all the way to the finish.
Dominic Cotroneo is our Brewers 360 guest.
They're getting a lot closer in that clubhouse here down the stretch, and that's the kind of stuff you want to read about this time of year, not when you walk in the clubhouse and it's dead silent.
Every Monday at 7:45.
Baseball's hard, y'all. 162 games. It's going to be okay. There's going to be 500 plate appearances for these guys. Plenty to figure out.
Presented by Holiday Automotive and Outdoor Living Unlimited.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. You know, we're just talking about golf, talking about baseball. Maybe you play in a softball league or like to get out there and you're worried about those achy joints, the bad knees, the barking shoulders and whatnot, and you're not interested in surgery. Well, there is an option for you. QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management. We haven't seen this in a long time. It's called regenerative medicine, and it's been out there, but now it's being offered to you. They use natural biologics, so they use your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. So no surgery, no steroids, no drugs. They're no longer your best options. QC Kinetics. Call today. They got 2 locations here in Southeast Wisconsin, Mequon and Greenfield. You can get a free consultation and figure out if it is going to work for you. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474, 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Debbie, what do you see on the roads early this morning?
Not much, Vince. We've got actually a pretty good ride shaping up. Volume's relatively light, starting to build a little bit, but still no incidents up on the board. I'm not seeing any delays anywhere, so far, so good. But you can be our eyes on the roads. You can report accident slowdowns and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Another beautiful day ahead. High of 71 degrees. About 5-6 degrees cooler for your high lakeside. And sunshine for much of the day. Partly cloudy with a low down of 43 tonight. Rain and storms likely on Tuesday with a high of 57 degrees. Right now, 46 in Milwaukee. Sure picked up a lot of trash this weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming out to the Tory Low Community Cleanup 3rd Annual.
Yeah, 3rd Annual. Jason Smith on the bullhorn.
Very nice.
Shouting at all the folks who are out there for the 3rd Annual Tory Low Community Cleanup. So our company, Good Karma Brands, all in on this effort, created by our teammate Tory Lowe at 101.7 The Truth. Spent the weekend morning on Saturday, hit multiple Milwaukee neighborhoods, picked up a whole bunch of trash, cleaned up a bunch of areas, brings a lot of people together.
Who you got with you today?
My
got
daughter.
Some helpers.
Yeah, my daughter Haley, my son Quinn, and 6 high school students that are all in the Army National Guard.
So talking with Anthony Davenport, we were working a bush. This one we're by North Division High School. And, you know, there's so many vacant lots in the city. More on that in a moment. But, you know, in these areas where there's some, you know, vegetation, trees and whatnot, they just, anything that blows around all winter long just gets stuck in there. So I'm sitting there and Anthony's over there and he's just a guy who came out with his family, brought some other young people out Saturday morning.
Well, I grew up 2 blocks away from North Division, and I knew how the community was then. And like I said to my kids this morning, we're just trying to give back so that, you know, we can leave it better than what we found it.
So basically what happened, we had 3 different sites, Eric, and we'd come out and then there'd be like, okay, here's the mission. This is the area that we're looking at. Everybody gets a trash bag and those little pickers, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And you just fan out. And what was so cool is there were so many different people involved, brought people from different neighborhoods, different communities. And a woman who said she heard Tori talking on our show. We interviewed Tori about the thing. She said, heard you guys talking about it. My husband was locked into something else today. I came over. She lives in Washington County.
That's awesome. Oh, that's great.
I want to thank Gruber Law Offices. Cousins provided subs at the end of the thing. And Waste Management, really big partner in this because there were also some big items that don't fit in a trash bag. I mean, there were tires in these vacant lots. There was one beat up old couch that now was wet and just
weathered and falling apart.
Right. And so Waste Management brought their trucks and a bunch of guys and they were, you know, they handled the big stuff and we filled up these trucks and they took it out to their facility. So appreciate them. And a shout out to Tory Lowe too for really taking a leadership role on this.
The community, it needs help. It needs people that want to see it improve. And so I'm trying to instill that sense of responsibility in my kids that if they don't see anyone making change, they got to be the change.
You know, I've known Tory a long time as well, and what I love and respect about him is a lot of folks can go on the radio and complain about stuff. He's an activist, he's here in the community, and he's a leader. He brings people like this together.
Yep, I found the radio station and started listening in, and I like the message that they're trying to deliver to the city. It's important to get that awareness out there.
So I brought my son Max. I mean, a couple of reasons I decided to do it this year. First of all, it's a company-wide effort, and you want all hands on deck, and so I wanted to do that and support the company and this initiative. And Tori, also my son, National Honor Society. We're starting to look at his hours. Hey, dude, where are you at? You got to get so many hours volunteering. I didn't want all of those hours to be selling concessions at the football game, right?
Right.
Let's get out and do something that's
something a little meatier.
Yeah, outside of your neighborhood and outside of your immediate community. Let's meet some other people. Let's get involved in something that matters to other people, not just you. And so I thought that was really positive. So many people brought their families out. Just this is something I actually kind of enjoyed it. Helped that it was like 70 degrees. A beautiful day.
It was a gorgeous morning.
Yeah, but thanks to everybody who came out.
Thank you all. We are very happy. I know Tori is very happy. This is very, very important to him, an important initiative, and we all are making his dream and the dreams of Milwaukee come true.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average tumbled nearly 500 points in trading on Friday. Closed at 37,983. The NASDAQ was off 267 to 16,175, and the S&P 500 was at 5123 at close on Friday, down about 76 points. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite Financial Planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Nelnet Incorporated has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann, local and partner ring true for you. Why?
They become your friend. They are easy to work with. You get to know them on a personal level, and they're very outgoing.
James Imaging Systems, helping local businesses do business better.
Being a partner, we can collaborate with each other, and we can make the best needs and outcome for our company.
James Imaging Systems, better technology, great people.
Makes my job so much easier that I can contact the people that know the machines, and I know I'm going to be taken care of.
Sunday, anything to say about James Imaging Systems to others?
They're a great team to work with.
Document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Say cheese, whether you like it with tomato soup or with bacon on sourdough. The cheese stands alone. The 11th Annual Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship returns Saturday, April 20th at the Lay Memorial Pavilion at Harris Park in Dodgeville, Wisconsin. General admission is $5, VIP tickets are $30 and are on a first-come, first-served basis and include a sandwich, a drink, soup, and a goodie bag. Visit the Dodgeville Area Chamber of Commerce Facebook page for more information. It's the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship on Saturday, April 20th in Dodgeville, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
What makes Hasselus mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery, and prices that are way too low?
Yeah, besides that.
Hasselus Mattress is locally owned and managed by the same family.
So,
your money stays right here. And through Monday, you'll get a $200 credit towards a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem by the Marquette University Symphonic Band. 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Our top story, a Milwaukee firefighter suffered severe burns.
I'm Erik. Bilstad, concern over fires across Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lozica. Everything's looking great out on the roads. No accidents and very minimal delays. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
High of 71 degrees today. Bit cooler near the lake under mostly sunny skies. Right now at 46 in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Underway right now, the Israeli War Cabinet's second meeting in as many days following Iran's attack on Israel. Considering whether and how to respond to that attack, where more than 300 Iranian drones and missiles were fired at Israel, but most never reached their targets, 99% of them intercepted with the help of the U.S. and other allies. Jury selection begins this morning in the New York hush money trial of former President Trump. ABC Chief Legal Analyst Dan Abrams.
The standard is not, do you know who the defendant is? That's not what it is. The standard is not, do you know anything about the case? The standard is, can this person objectively evaluate the evidence? And that's where it's going to be tricky.
Hundreds of potential jurors have been summoned for this, the first ever criminal trial of a former U.S. president. They'll be asked 42 questions, including whether they've attended a Trump campaign event or follow him on social media. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center this morning, Milwaukee firefighter fighting third-degree burns after a deadly house fire on the south side Sunday morning. 3 homes in all caught fire. Flames started in a home near on 8th Street. 1 female victim died. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky said in a briefing on Sunday, the firefighter had been trying to rescue the victim who was trapped in an attic. Multiple calls for help were made.
The second floor flashed over. What flashover is it goes from bad to worse. And the entire area at the rear near the stairs became enveloped in flames, 100% in flames.
Lipsky credited firefighters' rapid intervention training from the Illinois Fire Service Institute for rescuing that firefighter.
In Menominee Falls, a large fire at an industrial site Sunday night. Smoke could be seen coming from the Acro Sales and Engineering building on Carmen Avenue. This is near Lily and Silver Spring. Fire department responded to that fire. It's unknown if there were any injuries or what caused it.
3 of Milwaukee County's top elected officials will get raises after a vote from the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors. Board adopted a nearly 12% increase for the treasurer, county clerk, and register of deeds. That comes after Milwaukee County Executive vetoed a proposal for a 36% raise for those positions. New proposal now heads back to his desk for approval.
The Republican National Convention comes to Milwaukee less than 100 days now, and many businesses in the area hoping for immediate economic benefits from the large influx of visitors. But the Milwaukee Business Journal's Mark Cass tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News that Milwaukee might have to wait beyond the convention to see its impact.
24 is an important year, but the even more important years are 25, 26, 27, when the hope is these people who came to the RNC are going to come again, or these people who were sitting in Atlanta, were sitting in Albuquerque, were sitting in Austin, and saw Milwaukee on the RNC are going to say, I want to visit that city.
So far, more than 100 hotels in and around Milwaukee are booked for the convention.
Philanthropist Mackenzie Scott donating $5 million to IC Stars. That's a Milwaukee-based nonprofit. IC Stars helps underserved adults reach their goals in education. Alumnus Luz Mercado telling TMJ4 News the ripple effect will be big.
It's going to shape the future of technology one step at a time. That everything that they do causes an impact and literally changes the life of the person that goes through the program.
IC Stars offers 20-month programs with mentors, then one-on-one help to jumpstart careers.
Coming up, will it be prison time for this entertainment armorer?
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the Delafield Brewhouse Restaurant and Brewery. Visit delafieldbrewhouse.com for daily specials.
On tap now at the Delafield Brewhouse, Dragonfly Lager, an easy-drinking gold lager brewed and finished with 3 varieties of German hops. Drink ale, live lager, the Delafield Brewhouse. Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Make this summer the best one yet. Let Fox World Travel plan your next family vacation. Whether it's a magical Disney escape, an all-inclusive resort in paradise, or a thrilling European adventure, we offer exclusive savings for your family. Enjoy exciting activities, educational experiences, or peaceful retreats where you can relax and recharge with our trusted partners like Globus Family of Brands, Disney, and Insight Vacations. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to start planning your summer vacation today.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. I have some questions for you. Who does your books? Hopefully not you. There are better things for you to do in running your business. Do you trust the numbers? Good numbers are critical for making good decisions. Are you getting the advice you need to minimize your taxes and put more money in your pocket? A good advisor makes suggestions to help your business grow and minimize taxes, not just put numbers on a form. Do your calls get returned and your questions answered? Many of our new clients tell us they love our quick response time. We have helped countless businesses increase their profits and lower stress. Get the advice you want and need to grow your business and minimize taxes. If you want to get started on the road to making more money and having less stress, visit nealgroup.net right now. That's NEAL group.net. The first meeting is free to see if we can help. Again, nealgroup.net.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
What did we say about the Bucks over the weekend, E? Be nice to win two, gotta win one.
Gotta win one.
Yeah, well, they didn't, and they dropped a spot in the playoffs, but we know when they'll play. We'll talk about it in sports at 6:45.
Who they'll play. Big day today. The armorer on the set of the movie Rust. Remember this? This is based out of New Mexico. The armorer who was convicted of manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, because of the weapon that was used by actor Alec Baldwin that shot and killed the cinematographer. She will be sentenced.
Ahead of Monday's sentencing, the state asking the judge to give Gutierrez the maximum sentence of 18 months behind bars. Prosecutors opposing a conditional early release based on Gutierrez's complete and total failure to accept responsibility for her actions, going on to say that her jail calls to friends and family after her conviction show no genuine remorse. The defense arguing that Gutierrez was a scapegoat and the responsibility belonged to producers, including Alec Baldwin.
That's ABC's Ika Josh. So actually, Alec Baldwin will go on trial later this year. He's also charged with involuntary manslaughter. His trial is set to start in July. Very curious to see how this trial plays a role in that one, if at all.
Well, and I guess if you took it by the legal standard, it shouldn't, right?
Correct.
Unless some sort of precedent was set, but these are two completely different people with completely different roles on that set. And so, but you're right, you can't help but be affected by what was seen and what was heard.
Yeah,
entered into evidence.
Some of the video of Baldwin, it kind of pointing his gun at people, pointing the prop gun at people, not to be funny, but just like as he was giving direction, he would just be like, "Oh, hey, you walk over this way," and he's pointing the weapon at him. That's not something you're supposed to do. So that will all come up again in the trial in July.
6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I'll say it again. Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And what that means is wherever we go, we make it better for those in need of our services and the great people we have working with us. Our reputation matters. It matters to us, and it should matter to you. We believe that operating with integrity will set us apart from our competitors, and that this attracts people to us that share these same values. I say this because I want you to know when you work with Semper Fi, character counts. It's why you can count on the industry's hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty that now includes free annual inspections. And it's why we always have one project manager per job, which is absolutely not the industry standard. When you're paying for a brand new roof to go on what's likely the biggest investment you have, you want it done right, and you want to be able to count on the people doing it. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Did you turn on the AC this weekend?
I did not.
You thought about it a little bit, though, didn't
No,
you?
not even close. Just had the windows open.
I don't know what we finished as a high temperature yesterday,
was hot.
but it was 70s plus,
Yeah.
right? It was 77 degrees at one point in the house. I thought about it, but I don't have Absolute Comfort HVAC and electrical coming out till next month to check my AC units.
Okay.
So it is time to start thinking about that. It's yourcomfortguys.com. It's Nicole and Brent over there, the owners of the company. They're relationship people. You want to get to know them before you need them, before it's 80s and 90s and your air conditioning unit is all of a sudden not working. So you get Brent, or maybe he'll send his son Drew out to your house. He'll service your air conditioner in the spring so it is set to go. Now, I bought the full package, which includes the fall furnace tune-up. You can do that. I recommend it. So you get them out there in spring to check your AC unit, and you get them to give your furnace a tune-up just before we enter the heating season once again. Call Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical to get on the schedule now. A family business that will treat your home like theirs. Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. Your Comfort Guys. That's yourcomfortguys.com.
As a discount real estate broker, I'm often asked why we charge less. And there are a few reasons. We charge less because we can. Low overhead allows for it. Our low commission structure also gives us an edge over the firms that will give you everything we will, but charge you substantially more. And lastly, we charge you less so that I can sleep at night. I figure a fair rate for an honest day's work always helps with that. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we'll make your move simple and affordable. Benefit-realty.com. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where we make your move simple and affordable. Simple, because all you'll need to do is let us market your home with full MLS marketing and show you all the homes available that fit your needs and your price range. Affordable, because in real estate, that's the name of the game. And 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission with no upfront fees is truly as affordable as it gets. So let's get your home on the market and begin your search. Benefit-realty.com.
Sendix is celebrating 98 years as the area's trusted local grocer. Check out anniversary specials all across the store all this week. Happy 98th, Sendix.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie.
All right, looking pretty good right now. Full freeway speeds around the area, with one exception, of course, say it with me, westbound 894. That's right, through the construction zone from about 27th Street all the way to 68th Street. Been like that for a while. It's going to be like that for a bit longer. They're working on the medians, so they've got the left lane taken out there. So that's why we're seeing those big delays. Otherwise, maybe a quick tap of the brakes, make sure they work coming out of the stadium interchange on westbound 94. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. After a beautiful weekend, we'll sneak in one more good day today with sunshine and temperatures in the 60s lakeside, lower 70s inland. Watch for that lake breeze to kick in later in the afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, low temperatures in the lower 40s. On Tuesday, rain showers and thunderstorms looking likely in the afternoon and evening. Low chance for an isolated strong to severe storm. We'll also see winds gust as high as 35 miles per hour. On Wednesday, the rain showers and thunderstorms continue in the forecast. Temperatures stay mild in the 60s. Our temperatures start to drop on Thursday with highs in the 50s and the chance for a couple rain showers. Friday, we clear things out with partly cloudy skies and highs in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 46 degrees. Won our contest this morning with our great WTMJ partners, Johnson & Sons Paving. This pothole season going to be really rough. You get a lot of freeze, thaw. Sometimes a mild winter is not the best thing for your pavement because
you got the freezing temps and then the mild temps.
The water gets in there, breaks up those little cracks and turns them into big cracks, and small little holes turn into big old potholes. So definitely encourage a check and see with Johnson & Sons Paving if you've got a paved surface that is looking a little worse for the wear. Here's the contest, though. If you book a parking lot paving project by the end of the month with Johnson & Sons Paving, you'll be entered to win this visit where Johnson & Sons has come up with this plan where I will come out and work on your job site.
Very nice.
Which until we actually do it, we'll see.
It sounds like a great idea.
So they've been sending us little mystery items here in a box week after week. And
what's in the box?
It says, Vince, you've got a lot to learn and not a lot of time to master this skill. You better check out johnsonsonspaving.com and start taking notes from the Johnson & Sons Paving team. And they've provided a box, which Erik has opened.
Go ahead and pull that out. I'll read the fun fact. It takes about 7 repetitions to commit something to your long-term memory. Maybe this means you need to come out to 7 job sites this summer. Maybe start taking notes now.
Oh, this is a very nice branded... You know how your company has little knickknacks and whatnot with your logo and stuff? This is a Johnson & Sons logoed little notebook.
Ooh, that's a good-looking notebook.
And a penny.
I'm a nerd for a good notebook.
Oh, yeah?
You know how it is in our business. A lot of people like good notebooks.
I'll entertain offers at this point, or
It's
maybe
a nice
we can
orange
share.
pen there, too. You can see it.
Like that? Yeah. You're not going to lose that on the job site.
No.
So what? They want me to come out to 7 job sites
Take
to train?
notes. That way,
take notes?
By the eighth visit, you'll be ready to rock.
I believe they also said you could go to johnsonsonspaving.com to also learn. Here's the contest, WTMJ.com/contests for the Vinny visit at your job site with the best in local paving, asphalt, and concrete. Johnson & Sons Paving.
Hey there, Erik Bilstad for Tri-County Contracting. It's your go-to company. You know the ones for the worry-free roof tune-up. They extend the life of your roof. But not only that, Tri-County Contracting does offer an exclusive 1110 program. What it means is after roofing your house, Chuck and the crew will offer 11 inspections over 10 years for free. Routine maintenance for a decade for free. Learn more about the 1110 program on their website, TriCountyContractingWI.com.
It's go time.
Oh, yeah. He's back, all right.
This is going to come down to the wire. I think buckle up, man. This is going all the way to the finish.
Dominic Catronio is our Brewers 360 guest.
They're getting a lot closer in that clubhouse here down the stretch, and that's the kind of stuff you want to read about this time of year, not when you walk in the clubhouse and it's dead silent.
Every Monday at 7:45.
Baseball's hard, y'all. 162 games. It's going to be okay. There's going to be 500 plate appearances for these guys. Plenty to figure out.
Presented by Holiday Automotive and Outdoor Living Unlimited. Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
The Bucks now know who they're going to face when the playoffs begin this weekend. Sunday's the big day, and they will play the dreaded Indiana Pacers.
Of course it worked out this way.
What is unknown is the status of Giannis and whether or not shooting guard Malik Beasley will have to eat his words.
Well, as a saying goes, be careful what you wish for. You just may get it. Bucks guard Malik Beasley is either Nostradamus or may have bitten off more than he can chew.
I know we're going to play them in the playoffs. And, boy, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty for them.
That's Beasley on a podcast interview back in January, 2 days after the Pacers beat the Bucks for the 4th time in 5 games this season. Those two teams renew their rivalry in the postseason in a first-round series beginning Sunday at Fiserv Forum. Justin Garcia, WTMJ Sports.
Doc Rivers seems good with it.
Indiana has had our number all year, right? So, perfect opponent.
All right. I hope you're right, Coach.
Me too.
Anyway, Sunday is when they will play at Fiserv Forum. WNBA draft is tonight. Caitlin Clark expected to be the number 1 pick by the Indiana Fever, and the Boston Marathon is today.
Brewers back home tonight after 4-2 roadie that ended in a 6-4 loss to the Orioles Sunday afternoon. Of course, we did take 2 of 3 for the Birds. That's got to feel pretty good, right?
Good weekend, yeah.
Yeah, well, ask the manager.
Yeah, I guess I'm weird about stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like those 2 games are gone. Yeah. I just think about today, and I'm disappointed that we didn't take advantage when we had opportunities. But again, you got to credit the other team's a pretty damn good team. So
I think I like that for Pat Murphy.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, great. We won 2 games. Those were yesterday and the day before.
Fine. What happened today?
Today we lost, and I'm not real happy about it. Brewers and Padres tonight with a 6:40 first pitch at American Family Field.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Played a little golf. First round of the season, E.
Oh, yeah? How'd it go?
Yeah, it's fine. First round of the season, right? Just happy to be out there walking fairways. You know who else was out there? Our boy Stu.
Oh, yeah, excellent. Who had work done, right?
Yes, Stu is one of Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin's best customers. Got some bad knees that he's getting done. And actually, so he's just coming off a shoulder surgery and was looking really good, really happy with his progress and hopes to be out fully playing in May, but was out there walking around, swinging the club a little bit. If there's something that's bothering you and you got to get back in the game, it's Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I recommend them to friends and loved ones. My mother-in-law just got her second hip redone at OAW. These are the folks that you can trust, and very often your consultation does not result in you getting signed up for surgery. There are a lot of ways to treat whatever is going on in your body. You want to see the experts in orthopedic care. That's Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Wisconsin, you can visit them anytime at orthowisconsin.com.
Wait now or wait a little longer. You may have just increased your lifetime income by tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Social Security can work for you. The longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help make the right decision for your situation. You spent decades paying in. Optimize what comes out. Drake & Associates can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Claim your free retirement-ready toolkit that has guides on Social Security. To get our complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin State Fair has $12 group tickets on sale now. Hurry, the sale ends April 30th. Visit wistatefair.com to save big for group tickets.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 9 minutes before 7.
All right. Well, so far we are looking at a relatively quiet ride. Of course, we got our usual backups and the usual suspects. Westbound 894 coming out of the Mitchell all the way to 68th Street. Also delays eastbound 94 kicking in around 84th Street to about 68th. And then on the westbound side, a little bit slow from 25th Street through the Stadium interchange. Otherwise, for the most part, just that building volume that you'd normally expect on a Monday morning. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
One more day stay ahead before rain returns on Tuesday in your storm team forecast. Mostly sunny today, 71 inland, 65 at the lake. Low temperature down to 43 tonight. Right now at 46 in Milwaukee. And at 6:52 this morning, calls for congressional action on an aid package for Israel as the world assesses what played out over the weekend. Iran launched more than 300 drones and missiles at the Jewish state, nearly all of which were shot down by Israel and its allies. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers live with us from Washington this morning. Karen, can we start here? Can you first define for folks who have been hearing about tensions in the Middle East like since ever, and a war now that's stretched on for more than half a year, the fact that this attack was orchestrated by the nation state of Iran as opposed to Iran working through its traditional proxies. Why is this action so significantly different than that?
Yeah, I mean, this was an attack that was considered retaliation for a military strike on Iran's consulate in Damascus that was widely believed to be done by Israel. And so Iran had been signaling, this was not something that caught people by surprise over the weekend. There was a lot of anticipation over this. There were preparations underway in Israel. There were diplomatic conversations, military conversations with Israel and allies about what could be done to be ready for this. And then when you look at what happened, Israel's air defense systems were able to defeat the majority of the incoming air threats, with the U.S., the UK, and Jordanian forces coming to their assistance. The Israeli military says that 99% of the bombardment was intercepted and that much of it was outside of their airspace. The U.S. military says that U.S. forces in the region shot down about 80 drones and up to 6 ballistic missiles. They're calling this, from the administration side, that this defensive effort was a spectacular success. And now, though, the big question is what happens next? And even as recently as just 30 minutes ago, the administration says they don't know what Israel is going to do next. They don't have an indication of that.
Yeah, it sounds like Israel is obviously upset and wants to do something, or at least they've had some strong words from the UN ambassador from Israel.
Yeah, in the White House this morning, the national security spokesman John Kirby told ABC that they just don't know if the Israelis have made a decision on how to respond. Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, was expected on Monday to meet again with his war cabinet to discuss a potential response to Iran's attacks. They had convened on Sunday, but ended that meeting, we're told, without making a final decision. And Kirby told us that it's up for Israel to decide and address, but that the president was very clear in his conversation over the weekend with Netanyahu that this was a tremendous success for Israel, not just what Kirby called military superiority to Iran, but also showing that they're not alone. They had a coalition of other countries willing to help defend themselves against this assault, and that the White House says, they should look at that and say, consider what that says to Iran and the region, kind of that twofold success. Kirby was asked, though, if the president has persuaded the Israeli prime minister to not strike back. And Kirby said that's up to the prime minister and his war cabinet to decide. But the president was very clear and has been clear that the U.S. does not seek a wider war, does not seek conflict with Iran, and doesn't want to see that.
Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent, is live with us from Washington this morning. So just down the way at Capitol Hill today, Karen, Congress will get back to what they are looking at in terms of an aid package for Israel. Over in the House, the Senate has already passed a package that combines aid for Israel with aid for Ukraine. That's before the House. Do you have any sense that House Speaker Mike Johnson might vote on that, or are they going to try to do something separately in the House, which I know the White House doesn't want because that just slows things down?
Yeah, it sounds like, that the House Republicans are putting together an aid package for Israel that can pass this week, but the big obstacle to that is military assistance to Ukraine. There are some hardline, more conservative Republicans who want to focus on Israel, but assistance for Ukraine could make the legislation more appealing for Democrats and get them on board with this. We already saw that package pass in the Senate, of course, $60 billion for Ukraine, $14 billion for Israel, but it looks like the House is plowing ahead with their own version of this at this point.
Karen Travers live with us from the White House this morning. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
And keep an eye on all of that stuff because exactly how House Republicans with their slim majority decide to proceed with this.
Right.
And there seems to be an agreement that something has to get done, but what exactly will that be? Do they take what's already in front of them that's come from the Senate? Senate would prefer that. The administration would prefer that. It certainly would be quicker.
Doubtful, though.
But doubtful because they're going to go their own way. The forecast today was brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. We'll do the business headlines up next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
We Energy seeks rate increases ranging from 6.8% to 10% for its utility companies starting in 2025. The Consumer Group and Business Customers Group are both raising objections to the rate increase. A $125 million expansion of a senior living community breaks ground in Dousman. 3 Pillar Senior Living Communities will add 110 independent living units and a walkable downtown center on its 300-acre campus. The California-based Mountain Mike's Pizza plans to enter Wisconsin with 6 new locations. A team of 2 brothers will become the first to open Mountain Mike's here, with 3 locations in Milwaukee and 3 in Green Bay. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
David Nason, host of the Fix It Show, here with my friend Chris Mancuso, owner of Accurate Basement Repair. Chris, what are some signs of basement problems that need to be addressed?
Hey, David, that's a great question. I would say wall cracks, leaning walls, dark or maybe some discolored stains across the walls. Those are really important things to look at.
As a home inspector, I see this often. Don't wait to call the experts I recommend at Accurate Basement Repair today for your free assessment. They're not just good, they're accurate.
It started with a prediction.
Gonna go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture. Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber
was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini for Universal Windows Direct. Call Universal Windows Direct today, 414-410-2000. For every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. No limits. Plus, they'll upgrade your new windows to triple pane glass for free. Extra protection from the elements. Call 414-410-2000. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. For every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free. Tell them I told you to call, and you get $250 off your order. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, April 15th, our top story. A deadly fire in Milwaukee as a firefighter severely burned and still in the hospital.
I'm Erik Bilstad, weighing all the options in the Middle East.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, still seeing some delays on westbound 894 from the Mitchell all the way to 68th Street. As a matter of fact, it's a 9-minute ride there from the Mitchell to the Hale. It's an extra 3. Westbound 94 slowing down out of the Marquette all the way through to about the Stadium interchange. Then it opens up, a little tight northbound on 43 as well from Locust up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Beautiful day ahead, 71 degrees your high temperature, 65 the high at the lake under mostly sunny skies. Tonight slow down to 43. Right now at 46 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. There was a deadly fire on the south side of Milwaukee over the weekend. A woman died. A firefighter is left with severe burns. This started in a house near 8th and Hayes. It spread to 2 other homes. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky said that firefighter is suffering from 3rd-degree burns on parts of his body.
I am telling you, we were probably 30 seconds away from talking about planning a firefighter funeral. He has a long road of recovery.
A firefighter being treated in the bird unit at Ascension Columbia St. Mary's Hospital. He was trying to rescue the victim who was trapped in the attic when the floor became completely engulfed in flames.
Crews in Menominee Falls trying to determine what started a large fire at an industrial site. This happened Sunday night. Smoke could be seen billowing from the Acro Sales and Engineering building on Carmen Avenue. That's near Lily and Silver Spring. No word on any injuries.
And elevated fire conditions persist across Wisconsin. Most of our state is under high or very high danger, with 37 fires having burned more than 300 acres across the state over just this weekend. It was the single most active wildfire day so far this year. DNR asking people to avoid outdoor burning until conditions improved. Folks who are enjoying the outdoors should be extra careful on off-road vehicles or other equipment that create sparks and hence a fire.
It's been nearly 2 months now since the disappearance of a 3-year-old boy from Two Rivers. Elijah Vu hasn't been seen since February 20th. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Minert tells NBC 26 in Green Bay.
To this point, there's no evidence to suggest that Elijah was abducted, and we have no evidence that he had simply walked off.
Now, Vu's caretaker, Jesse Vang, is due to be arraigned on child neglect charges tomorrow. He doesn't face any charges with the disappearance of the child yet. Neither Vang nor Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, have seen those charges.
Tensions high in the Middle East, higher even than usual, where Israel this morning is weighing its options on how to respond to a missile and drone barrage from Iran over the weekend. ABC's Karen Travers telling Wisconsin's Morning News just minutes ago the White House is uncertain what Israel's response could look like, but hopes are high for de-escalation.
Even as recently as just 30 minutes ago, the administration says they don't know what Israel is going to do next. They don't have an indication of that. But the president was very clear and has been clear that the U.S. does not seek a wider war, does not seek conflict with Iran, and doesn't want to see that.
Israeli leaders crediting an international military coalition with thwarting Iran's direct attack, calling for the coordinated response calling it a starting point for a strategic alliance of regional opposition to Tehran.
Former President Donald Trump is to be in a courthouse in New York City today to face criminal charges that could put him in prison. ABC's Erik is in Manhattan.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records in a case involving a former president, a publisher, and an adult film actress. Prosecutors allege Trump feared for his electoral prospects in 2016 if the public were to learn about Stormy Daniels, who claimed she had sex with Trump, which he denied. The Access Hollywood tape had just surfaced. Trump heard boasting of grabbing women.
Jury selection begins today. Trial could last 6 to 8 weeks.
Coming up, 5 years since a major fire in Paris. Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you've got water in your house, you need Guthrie and Fry. We've got their water softener. We get their salt delivery. We've got reverse osmosis that protects the water in our house. They've got the best people. They've got the best products. It's Guthrie and Fry. They treat their clients like their family. I feel that every time they're in our house, you need Guthrie and Fry. Fixed rental rates, convenient salt delivery programs. It's gfwater.com.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Now's the time to stock up on summer gear. And when you buy it from St. Vincent de Paul, you can get a whole lot for a lot less than you think. Men's, women's, and children's swimsuits and shorts, cute summer dresses, polos, and button-downs for the guys. And you'll find the lowest prices on bikes and rollerblades, too. Make your summer great with great deals from St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Do you have achy joints like a bad knee or maybe an elbow that barks at you and you want to get help, but the idea of surgery or steroids makes you cringe? Well, there is another way. QC Kinetics. It's the future of medicine. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. We're talking natural biologics using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup. Dr. Scheinkup's a pioneer in this field. 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, and he wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. QC Kinetics. They've got 2 locations, one in Greenfield, another in Mequon. Call today to find out how they can help you. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Get your free consultation from QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:06.
The Bucks' road to another NBA championship is set. We'll tell you when and where they play. Coming up in sports at 7:15.
News for the Green Thumbers, the gardeners of Wisconsin. The feds are now drawing new maps for plant hardiness zones.
Zone 6A is completely new to the state, stretching along the lakefront from Kenosha to Sheboygan and some parts of Door County. Gardening expert Melinda Myers tells WTMJ.
So it means that the average minimum winter temperatures are warmer than they have been in the past.
Rather than make major changes, Myers says to experiment with new plants.
I'm telling gardeners, make notes, kind of track the weather, find out what's happening in your landscape, see how your plants are responding, and then look for those microclimates too.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
So a new zone could mean that certain plants can thrive in that environment. So sweet cherry, hardy figs, and Japanese maples are among those that might grow better in this new zone.
Hardy
6A.
figs, you say?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Today marks 5 years since a fire that ravaged Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. That blaze destroyed the roof and spire of the cathedral. Shocked people around the world. The pictures were extraordinary, but work continues to restore it to its former glory.
It's been 5 years since the fire that destroyed the roof and the spire of Notre Dame. The cathedral is set to reopen to the public in December, and there's a lot to do before then. There's still scaffolding up all over the building. There are teams working inside and out to get it ready, but they're all confident that it will reopen as planned. Elaine Cobb, CBS News at Notre Dame Cathedral, Paris.
Civil War leads the front in the box office battle.
In states both red and blue.
19 states have seceded.
The United States Army ramps up activity. Moviegoers flock to the dystopian thriller Civil War, giving the #1 movie over the weekend a $25.7 million debut. After 2 weeks on top,
now I have seen everything.
Godzilla Kong: The New Empire drops to second place, taking in another $15.5 million. All sequels from here: Ghostbusters Frozen Empire with another third-place finish, earning $5.3 million. Kung Fu Panda 4 moves up to fourth place. Dune Part 2 rounds out the top 5. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Why haven't I been to Ghostbusters yet?
I know. I was wondering about that with you.
It was quietly, I don't know, there wasn't so much hype and buildup, I guess.
Yeah, sequels sometimes aren't always as
Sequels to the sequel of the, right, yeah.
Correct.
7:09, Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for the Bath Authority. If your bath or shower is old, outdated, has mold and mildew, broken tiles, you got to call my friends at the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Their modern, durable tubs and showers are designed with an exclusive high-tech polymer liner. What that means to you: low maintenance, resistance to mold and mildew, easy to clean, and lasts for decades. You're their priority at the Bath Authority. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
Diamonds Direct Spring Sale is here. Shop now and get an extra 20% off Diamonds Direct's renowned prices. It's the best sale of the season. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. That's 20% off plus $100 off store-wide. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, engagement rings, and more. And enjoy an expanded selection with designer appearances each weekend. 20% off now to April 21st. And open Sundays. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:10.
All right, northbound on 4394, slowing down over the high-rise bridge and getting on to westbound 94, where it stays kind of heavy all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has some pockets of heavy traffic coming out of the Zoo interchange from 92nd Street to about 68th, and then a little bit right past the stadium. And then on westbound 894, still pretty solid out of the Mitchell all the way to 68th Street with that construction zone there. I'm Debbie Lozigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine continues for today. Temperatures inland will climb into the lower 70s, lakeside in the 60s. Once that sea breeze starts to kick in, temperatures will cool down pretty quickly by this evening. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the 40s. Say goodbye to the sunshine on Tuesday. Here come the rain showers and thunderstorms, likely mainly in the afternoon. Breezy winds, and there is the isolated chance for a strong to severe storm. High temperatures will be in the upper 50s. Wednesday, more rain showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will be a bit warmer in the mid-60s. A couple rain showers might linger into Thursday. High temperatures in the upper 50s. Then we finally dry things out on Friday with partly cloudy skies and highs in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 45 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik, Bilstad, and Vince Vitrano.
7:12 on this Monday morning. Terrible news over the weekend. You had a deadly fire in the city of Milwaukee, and a firefighter badly hurt. That firefighter with burns over much of his body, recovering and being treated at the burn unit at Columbia St. Mary's Hospital. Long time renowned burn unit. Basically, if you have severe burns, that's where you end up, and they do a wonderful job there. I've talked to docs there in the past. They work obviously closely with Milwaukee Fire and other area fire departments. They put on a burn camp every year for burn victims, regular old folks that may have visible scarring or have gone through that trauma, and they do really good work over there. So he's in great hands and expected to recover, but I said to Erik, we were talking about it this morning, well, he's going to be okay. Yeah, but right, you burn your finger on the stove. That really hurts.
Right.
So imagine that over a large portion of your body.
More than 20%.
How painful that is. Even if recovery is imminent, that is terribly painful and a bad situation. Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky was really fired up this pardon the term, but was really upset this weekend because you had another one of these fires, and he's talked about cuts to the fire department over time. And if you listen to a witness about what was happening there on the south side when this fire broke out, it was overnight, Saturday into Sunday, right? And she describes what she saw. So it started in one home, and then, this is one of these south side neighborhoods where the homes are right on top of each other. So oftentimes you have spread for the blaze.
When they got here, the fire was already out of control, I would say. The whole house was in flames, windows were busting.
Neighbor talking with TMJ4 News about what she saw, and she was saying, by the time firefighters got here, this thing was raging.
Already, yep.
And Chief Lipsky's point is well taken. Literally across the street from these 3 homes that caught fire is a firehouse that had been shut down in 2018, 19, or thereabouts. Now, there are plans to reopen that as the city has come into more money with the additional sales tax and the state shared revenue plan, but it's been closed and shuttered for years. And the chief's like, take a look across the street. When I talk about cuts, this is the impact of that. You now have a woman who had mobility issues, apparently was trapped in this attic, who's dead. And one of my guys is in the hospital here with burns all over his body. So I'm not sitting here. This isn't about wasting government. This isn't about, I just want what's right for the firefighters union. This is about people's lives.
Yep.
Now, the fair pushback on that is you could have a firehouse on every single block. Right? At some point, there's a line between what are we willing to pay for and what level of service. So somewhere in there's always that back and forth. But the chief had something to point to for certain, and we wish that firefighter who continues to recover at Columbia St. Mary's well this morning. 7:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Annex Wealth Management, investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning, customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Erik Bilstad here for Wisconsin's Morning News. Vince, I had this... I was at a fundraising event for my school district, my kids' school district on Saturday night.
Okay, did we raise all the money?
Yeah, it was cool. Good. It was awesome. Great event. Loved it. Everyone got dressed up all nice and whatnot. And was talking to a couple that I had met before, and they were like, where are you located at? And I was telling them where, the cross streets from where my house is at. And they're like, oh, you got those garage doors. I'm like, that's right. Yeah. From J.D. Griffiths. Yes, I got
made
the garage
a sale
doors.
that night for J.D. Griffiths.
Yes, and they pop. I got them last year. My wife and I decided we needed something new, and now it's really helped just add a new look to the house. Really happy with what J.D. Griffith's done. They've been doing it for more than 70 years, not only offering premier garage doors, but also the Milwaukee Detached Garage Builders. They are the ones that do it best for the detached garage doors. So here's something for you, an exclusive offer from J.D. Griffiths and WTMJ listeners. With any purchase of a new garage door, you can save $100 on your garage door opener. Just call 414-362-7222 and mention me, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad. You can also go to the website, WTMJ. So here it is, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ, and you can schedule your free at-home estimate from J.D. Griffiths.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
And here we go. The NBA postseason is finally here as the Bucks limp to the playoffs. A less than stellar weekend, you could say, for the Bucks. It drops them down a playoff seed, setting them up a first-round series with a regular season rival.
Back-to-back losses by the Bucks to close the regular season opened the door for the New York Knicks to grab the 2 seed, bumping the Bucks down to 3rd, and a first-round matchup with the Indiana Pacers. Head coach Doc Rivers.
Indiana has had our number all year, right? So, perfect opponent. They're tough. They've played great against us. They have probably great confidence against us. We'll have great focus because we're going to have to.
Pacers, of course, won 4 out of 5 regular season matchups, all 5 games played before Doc Rivers' arrival. That first-round series begins Sunday at Fiserv Forum. Justin Garcia, WTMJ Sports.
WNBA draft is set for tonight. Caitlin Clark from Iowa will be drafted number 1. She was on SNL this past weekend making fun of Michael Che, who's been very critical of the WNBA.
Since you're such a big fan, I brought you a souvenir. It's an apron signed by me.
Thank you. I can't wait to give this to my girlfriend.
You don't have a girlfriend, Mike.
That was a good bit. She had him.
Did she do all right?
She had written jokes for him to read about himself. They're a good bit for her.
Brewers back home tonight. We've got the Padres in town, back to National League play finally for the Crew. After a 4-2 road trip, finishing with a loss against the Orioles Sunday afternoon. Quick aside, we've been talking about the uniforms. Nobody's happy with the Nike gear this year, right? They say they look cheap, they feel cheap. Even some of the players have kind of suggested that. Turns out they kind of play cheap, too.
As you see, he got a blowout right there in his pants.
Yeah, blew out a tire. Left blinker is on.
Vinny Rotino and Jeff Levering on Bally Sports. Willie Adames stole second. Hard slide into the bag. Popped up, and his knee is torn out. Blew out a patch right below his arse.
It was so bad, he could not continue wearing those pants.
I said it looked like when your middle schooler comes home. Like, what'd you do to your pants? I slid today in kickball. What, on the asphalt? Whoa.
What?
It really looked like that. So Brewers, by the way, lost to the Orioles 6-4. We've got the Padres tonight. It's a 6:40 first pitch at American Family Field.
From the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, CBS Sports so proudly presents The Masters.
The Masters. Scotty Scheffler claiming his second green jacket, finishes 4 ahead of the field on Sunday to win the Masters. Now, only guy who maybe had as good a day as Scotty was Neil Shipley. Who?
Yeah, who's that?
Neil Shipley finished as low amateur, important tradition at the Masters. He made the cut, so he gets to play Sunday, and was paired with Tiger Woods.
That's awesome.
For his final 18 on Sunday. Shipley actually ended up beating Woods by 4 strokes on the tournament.
Wow, how about that? Remember that time I beat Tiger Woods?
Right. Dude, you were awesome. You totally dominated Tiger. I don't know what to make of Tiger's performance. I still paid attention. You still want to see him out there. The galleries loved him.
Yeah.
The hat wave and whatever, but I don't know that I have much more interest in watching him hobble around that very difficult terrain.
Struggles.
Especially since he won the thing just a matter of years ago. So, is this the last one? I don't know. Guys play. I mean, Tom Watson was playing like last year. I don't think it was last year, but not that long ago.
Right, you're right.
So a lot of guys play as long as they can. We'll see if that might be the last we see of Tiger Woods at Augusta National.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Let's ramp up your business and get you working smarter with Walker Media Agency, building your brand. Vince Vitrano here, and think of something professionals do that you also do. Sports, as I mentioned, obvious example. Play a little bit of golf. Pretty big difference between what you're doing out there on the golf course and what you saw Sunday, perhaps, in that major tournament. So why don't we apply that same principle? Why don't we think like that when it comes to website design or digital marketing strategy? That's why Matt Walker and his team, they start at the website for so many of their valued partners. Oftentimes, small business or large, somebody in the company can do it, so that's the person who goes ahead and creates the website. But is that website optimized for searches to find you? Is it functional? Does it have what you and your business need to be successful? How do you even know? It's why you need Walker Media Agency to overhaul or build that website for you from scratch. This is what they do, and you'll love the results. Start that relationship with Matt at WalkerWTMJ.com. That's WalkerWTMJ.com.
In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service. Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin State Fair has $12 group tickets on sale now. Hurry, the sale ends April 30th. Visit wistatefair.com to save big for group tickets.
Debbie, what do you see on the roads here?
Well, we got some backup southbound 43 now coming in from before Hampton Avenue all the way down past Keefe. Right now, it is a 14-minute ride to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown, so you're looking at an extra 3 or 4 minutes. Northbound is slowing down from just north of North Avenue up to Keefe. Westbound on 94, really slow off of the high-rise bridge all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side is going to be backed up as well to get from the zoo into downtown. Going to take you about 8 minutes, delays out of the zoo all the way to through the stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Beautiful day today before rain returns on Tuesday. High of 71 degrees, bit cooler near the lake under mostly sunny skies. Tomorrow, a high of 57, but rain and storms likely. Right now, we're at 50 degrees in Milwaukee.
Happy Monday!
It's time to look at the week ahead.
What a Monday morning.
Yes, Wisconsin's Morning News week ahead. This is when we tell you what you're going to see in your timeline, what's going to be in the news feed, what's going to be on the television, newspaper, or on the radio this week. We'll start with today. Happy Monday. How about this? It's tax day. The deadline for most of us to file our returns. If you haven't yet, yep, that's your problem. Hopefully you got it done. So that's today. Today is tax day. Jury selection begins in New York for the criminal trial of Donald Trump. That begins today. Hundreds of potential jurors have been summoned. They'll be asked 42 questions, including whether they've attended a Trump campaign event or follow him on social media.
You know, Dan Abrams from ABC News, legal analyst, had an interesting take on that. He's like, look, we're not asking people in this jury pool, you ever heard of Donald Trump? Or even do you have opinions about him? It's, can you be fair and unbiased juror in this case? We'll see. That's going to be tough. Pick that pool.
It's unlikely that this will be on television. It normally would not be per New York law. Now, there can be exceptions made, but the judge did not do that earlier, so they wouldn't expect it here. Sources also say Trump's lawyers are trying to convince him not to hold news conferences in the courtroom hallway.
Well, he says he wants to testify, too, and I don't know that they've decided that was a good idea.
So we'll see. Today's a big day in Madison. It's filing deadline day, which means we'll know which incumbents are willing to move into newly drawn districts or who's going to go after each other in a primary from one of the parties. So today's the final day. Boston Marathon is today, of course, in Boston, and the WNBA draft is tonight. Caitlin Clark will be your number one pick for the Indiana Fever. Tomorrow, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson will take his oath of office for a full term. It'll take place in City Hall. Common Council also has its swearing in tomorrow, so here we go.
Little pomp and circumstance, right?
Mm-hmm. The flame that'll burn during the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris will be lit on Tuesday. Special ceremony in Greece. So that takes place, and then you know how that goes. They run it around, and it never is doused, and all that excitement.
Yeah, we know how it goes.
Yeah.
run around there with that fire.
Yeah. On Wednesday, a big Marquette University Law School poll on the presidential race in Wisconsin. So that comes out Wednesday morning.
So is this a Wisconsin poll,
Yes.
or is it a national? So it's not
Wisconsin.
a national poll. Okay, got it.
Members of the Wisconsin congressional delegation will plant a tree on the U.S. Capitol grounds on Wednesday.
You saw that too. I saw that pop
Got
up
that
right
press release. Oh, exciting.
Maybe a
So
maple,
Grothman and some others are going to plant a sugar maple tree on the grounds, and there's a ceremony on Wednesday mornings. I'm just glad that we're moving the country forward. We're planting trees.
I wonder if they're out there tapping that thing for sap then in the spring. Wisconsin congressional delegation will tap their tree.
Art and Bloom returns to the Milwaukee Art Museum on Thursday through the weekend. Friday is the 30th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing, and Saturday is 420 Day. If you know, you know.
Enough said on that.
And Bucks play Sunday. Game 1 against the Pacers.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. See if the markets rebound with the Dow having tumbled more than 470 points to 37,983 at the close of the week. The NASDAQ closed at 16,175 on Friday. It was down almost 268 points. And the S&P 500 at 5123. That was off 76. Great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com. Click on the Get Started button now. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature where we cover the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses, and all of us who live here. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Great to see you, Jeff. A common misconception, let me say, among a lot of consumers, if a product or a service is offered at a really good price, quality of the service must be compromised. When we're talking about insurance, is that always the case?
Hi, Vince. Thank you. Great to be here. And this is not always accurate, Vince. Price and service quality do not have to be mutually exclusive. And as an insurance buyer, you should demand both from your agent and broker. From a value or price perspective, R&R Insurance works with dozens of highly rated, financially stable insurance companies. That's incredibly important in today's environment. Buyers cannot compromise on balance sheet strength. We know how to position your account, your business, with these carriers and get them to compete for your account. And this competitive price won't come at the sacrifice of key coverages you have to have. We'll ensure that your business has the broadest coverage and a competitive price.
Okay, but you're in a relationship business, Jeff. How about on the customer service side?
It's important on the service side to have resources, and R&R Insurance has skilled, highly experienced loss prevention specialists that have deep knowledge in many industries: manufacturing, construction, healthcare services, education, and nonprofit organizations. And our expertise in cybercrime, directors and officers insurance, and large workers' compensation programs is second to none in the industry. You really can have both when you work with R&R, a competitive price and outstanding customer service.
Well, we certainly know a lot of consumers will pay more for superior service. If you work with R&R Insurance, you won't have to. That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. 7:30, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Our top story: house fire leaves a Milwaukee firefighter battling severe burns.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The latest on a search for a missing 3-year-old boy.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Got a couple pockets of heavy traffic. 94 eastbound coming out of the Barker Road area all the way to about Calhoun, back on the regs from the zoo, all the way through the stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
On our way to a high of 71 degrees today.
This is a special report from ABC News. Trump trial begins. I'm Dave Packer. Donald Trump set to enter a courthouse in New York City to face criminal charges. Jury selection begins today, and hundreds of New Yorkers are waiting to see if they'll be chosen to sit in judgment of their former president. ABC's Aaron Katersky is outside the courthouse in downtown Manhattan.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records in a case involving a former president, a publisher, and an adult film actress. Prosecutors allege Trump feared for his electoral prospects in 2016 if the public were to learn about Stormy Daniels, who claimed she had sex with Trump, which he denied. The Access Hollywood tape had just surfaced. Trump heard boasting of grabbing women.
The former president has been on his social media platform railing against the trial, complaining about the gag order imposed on him, saying, "I want my voice back." Mr. Trump required to attend the proceedings, which will keep him off the campaign trail at least 4 days a week. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center this morning, a Milwaukee firefighter recovering from third-degree burns after a deadly blaze on the south side Sunday morning. 3 homes all on fire. Flames started in one of the homes near 8th and Hayes. 1 woman died. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky said his firefighters had been trying to rescue the victim, who was trapped in an attic.
Flashed over. What flashover is it goes from bad to worse. And the entire area at the rear near the stairs became enveloped in flames, 100% in flames.
Chief Lipsky credited firefighters' rapid intervention training. Some of that training was spearheaded for the department by that injured firefighter's father.
Crews are investigating what started a large industrial fire in Menominee Falls on Sunday night. Smoke could be seen billowing from the Acro Sales and Engineering building on Carmen Avenue. So this is near Lily and Silver Spring. Menominee Falls fire was there. No report of any injuries at this time.
It's an elevated fire danger across Wisconsin, as much of our state is under high or very high danger zones. 37 fires burned over 300 acres across Wisconsin over the weekend. DNR asking people to avoid outdoor burning until conditions improve, asking folks who are out enjoying the outdoors as well to be extra careful with off-road vehicles or other equipment that can create sparks and thus a fire.
The search for a missing 3-year-old boy from Two Rivers is approaching 2 months. Elijah Vu has been missing since February 20th. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Miner tells NBC 26 in Green Bay.
To this point, there's no evidence to suggest that Elijah was abducted, and we have no evidence that he had simply walked off.
Now, Vu's caretaker, Jesse Vang, is due back in court tomorrow to be arraigned on child neglect charges. Neither Vang nor Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, have been charged in connection to Vu's disappearance.
3 Milwaukee County top elected officials will get raises after a vote for the Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors. Board adopted a nearly 12% raise for the treasurer, county clerk, and register of deeds. It comes after Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley vetoed a proposal for a 36% raise. Now, this does still have to cross his desk for approval.
Coming up, why the phones were ringing nonstop late last night at all the local CBS affiliates.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Sendik's is celebrating 98 years as the area's trusted local grocer. Check out anniversary specials all across the store all this week. Happy 98th, Sendik's.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler, Jeep Dodge Ram.
A buck. In today's world, it doesn't go far, unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, we'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost, with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There really is no catch. You don't have to buy a car or truck from us. We'd like to sell you one, though. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. You buy one, two, or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevy in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar grow further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost, that's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
What you doing? Taking Dramamine, so we can talk about the cane table from Penny Mustard.
But that's for seasickness.
Look at the cane table. What do you see? Style.
Charm.
Good old American craftsmanship. Yeah, but look at the shape of the cane table.
It's boat-shaped.
Precisely.
You get seasick just by looking at the shape of a boat?
Uh-oh, I'm feeling woozy. Come see the cane table, starting at $18.38, paired with Encore side chairs for $5.50 each at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Ridiculous fees, robocalls, customer service that's lacking the actual service. It sounds like you might be getting bullied by your bank. You don't have to settle. At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, Wintrust has local experts ready to lend a hand. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/no-bully. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Side and Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Host of Brewers Extra Innings, Dom Catronio, is our guest on Brewers 360 at 7:45.
Not sure how this happened, but Billy Joel's 100th show at New York City's famed Madison Square Garden was broadcast on CBS last night. And it was the final song, and everyone knows what the final song would be. Of course, it was Piano Man. And listen what happened here.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, went to black.
Live
now
from CBS 4, this is your news.
Yes.
What happened?
That was the New York version of it. So basically, the local news shows all began right at 10 p.m. So he must not have finished his encore in time. So CBS 58, same thing happened here locally, and they got bombarded.
Oh, I'm sure, right?
That's the anti-Heidi game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that. Bill Walsh, who's anchors over at CBS 58, he tweeted last night, "Friends, we at CBS 58 did not start the fire." It was CBS National. So the phones were just ringing off the hook.
Sure, right. And who do you call? You call your CBS station, right?
Of course. And that was happening all across the country, that there's all these people, like, just wait, all these phones are ringing. It happened At 58, it happened elsewhere also. Sam Cuffle, who is the meteorologist over at CBS 58, she said, "Friends, please understand that this is a CBS National. Don't call your local affiliate."
We started the news when they gave it back to us.
Yes.
All right, you're on.
Now, you know how this works. You've been around this before as far as a live program ending and then going into news. How would something like this occur?
Somebody made the call to be done, and it's inexplicable. Inexplicable. They were late anyway, right?
Yeah, so they must have been running late, right?
Right.
And it was his last song.
But it's the same thing like when a football game runs late or whatever. When the game's over, then we call it give it back. So basically, network takes it. They're in control of what's going out over the air, and then at some point they give over that control to the local affiliates. And so they gave it back to the locals inexplicably in the middle of a song.
The last song.
And then,
the most iconic Billy Joel song.
On the local end, there's nothing you can do. It's like, all right, you guys are on. Okay, I guess
right. In the news today.
Yep. This news report, let me interrupt here with the news. Exactly, right? This news report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Get your best night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress start at only $52 per month with Steinhoffels 60-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Upgrade your sleep with the Tempur-Pedic Ergo Smart Base powered by Sleep Tracker AI. This base automatically responds to snoring by raising your head, giving you a better, more restful night's sleep. Get the Ergo Smart Base and mattress for just $94 per month with 60-month financing, only at Steinhoffels.
Diamonds Direct Spring Sale is here. Shop now and get an extra 20% off Diamonds Direct's renowned prices. It's the best sale of the season. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. That's 20% off plus $100 off store-wide. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, engagement rings, and more. And enjoy an expanded selection with designer appearances each weekend. 20% off now to April 21st. And open Sundays. Details at diamondsdirect.com. QC Kinetics announces the arrival of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon with 2 decades of experience and extensive research in regenerative medicine.
I was one of the first orthopedic surgeons to do it, and at the same time I integrated clinical research that's resulted in several publications that are really directing the future of regenerative medicine. I was drawn to QC Kinetics after I reviewed their protocols, and everything they were doing is consistent with my own approach.
Today, Dr. Scheinkup leads the entire team of medical professionals at QC Kinetics, taking this exciting medical breakthrough to a whole new level.
What we are doing at QC Kinetics is transforming lives.
Get lasting joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Let's get an update on the roads here at 7:41.
All right.
Cost you a couple hours there, Deb.
Heart
Settle
attack.
down in
I'm
here.
really late. Okay. No, actually, it's looking at some delays right now because of an accident eastbound Highway 60 right at I-41. They got the right lane blocked there with a crash. So heads up with that. Otherwise, you're seeing pretty much typical delays. Eastbound on 94, seeing delays from Redford Boulevard all the way past Barker Road to about Brookfield Road, back on the brakes from the zoo through the Stadium interchange. Westbound 94 is going to be backed up from before the Marquette all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring down past Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshines in the forecast for your Monday. We get another nice and mild day. High temperatures lakeside in the 60s, lower 70s inland. Look for that lake breeze to kick in later in the day. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures falling into the 40s. On Tuesday, rain and storms become likely mainly in the afternoon. Breezy winds, and there is the isolated chance for some strong to severe storms. Wednesday, more showers and thunderstorms with temperatures in the 60s. On Thursday, small chance for some rain showers, highs in the 50s. Then we finally clear things out by Friday, partly cloudy skies with high temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now we're at 48 in Milwaukee. Just had a flashback. You mentioned today is tax day, right? So the
Tax
15th,
day.
because that's the day, right, when the taxes are due. It's not that long ago. I was working at 4. Last time I remember standing out in front of the mailboxes at the downtown post office for a 10 o'clock live shot.
Right, because they stayed open, so what? You could get the postage that said April 15th on
Yes, if your taxes were postmarked or received by the post office on the filing deadline, then they were considered on time, and the downtown post office was open till midnight on that tax filing day.
Were there a lot of people there?
Yeah, and then it would be a line of cars, and there I was at 10 o'clock, here, this way, interviewing people in their car. Well, I didn't have a lot of time. Last minute filer. Can you, that's completely foreign to several generations behind us.
I mean, it's not that far behind us where they've never posted a stamp or sent a letter. I mean, that's not even something that happens anymore.
We had this story about the cost of stamps going up the other day.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, for probably younger folks, like, I don't know.
We have coworkers. Yeah, we have coworkers who have no concept of sending a letter.
How much a stamp would cost because they probably never bought one.
Right. Isn't that amazing?
At least I'm not doing that live shot tonight. Nobody out of the post office tonight. 7:44, Brewers 360 up next.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the 65th anniversary sale is on. Perfect timing to explore all that's new from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, score enticing offers, and get more for your trade. You'll be in great hands with Team Holiday. They've been delighting and making fans of drivers since 1959. Well, that's a lot of fans, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Since 1946, Ansay & Associates has provided insurance to help secure businesses and families throughout Wisconsin. With custom coverage and superior customer service, Ansay & Associates can provide all of your insurance needs. Visit ansay.com today and get a free consultation with one of our strategists. Or come see us in person at any of our local offices. Ansay & Associates, securing and protecting your American dream.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Well, we know who the Bucks are going to play now in the postseason. They dropped to the 3 seed after falling to Orlando yesterday, so they'll play the Pacers. The Pacers, the team that just kind of steamrolled through them this past year. But who knows? Maybe it will be a good thing. Says the head coach, he's all for it. So, okay, Bucks, Pacers, Game 1, Sunday at Fiserv Forum.
And the Brewers are back home. We got the Padres for a 6:40 first pitch at American Family Field. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Holiday Automotive. And on this Monday, we've got host of Brewers Extra Innings, Dom Catronio. Hey, Dom, I love something we heard from Pat Murphy over the weekend. Brewers have a really nice road trip, finished 4-2 on the roadie. Took 2 of 3 from the Orioles.
Looked really good,
right?
I thought.
And we're totally in that game yesterday. And then Murphy's asked after the game, you got to feel good about taking 2 of 3 from the Orioles. He's like, I don't know. We lost today. Those other 2 were yesterday and the day before, not interested.
He's locked in, man. He's so locked in. He doesn't care about yesterday. He doesn't care about last year. He doesn't care about any of it. And I tell you what, he woke up this morning. He doesn't care about yesterday anymore. He's ready to go today. And look, I mean, they've got quite the rotation they're going to be dealing with this week. They're facing the top 3 of the Padres, so there's plenty to worry about this week.
So what do we know about Christian Yelich? How concerned should we be about his back, his bulky back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to learn more today. I would say with Yelly, if there's any silver lining in all this, hey, it's April. You know, maybe you caught it early. Maybe you can give it rest and make sure that he's going to be okay. Yesterday, they called up Joey Wiemer just to have some coverage because, they were playing a man down essentially on Saturday without making a move. So they wanted to bring up somebody to make the move. And then today is when they will decide if they're going to put Christian Yelich on the injured list or not. They would put it retroactively to save another couple of days. But look, it's something that is the new normal for Yelly. It's unfortunate, obviously, given the great start he was off to. But at the same time, it's April 15th. If there's a good time to have an injury, it's now as opposed to August 15th,
So we really got off to a start of playing it. Now, everybody plays everybody now in baseball, but we haven't seen a lot of the National League yet, Dom. I mean, so back to the Padres tonight.
It's going to be this next month. I mean, they're in the middle of it right now, but this next month or so, the Brewers are really going to find out what they're made of, not just because of the National League, but just the quality of opponents they're facing, right? I counted it out. It goes all the way to the next series, to the second series against the Cubs, Memorial Day week, when Craig Counsell's return. It goes all the way to that week that the Brewers are playing a legitimate contender pretty much every single series from now until then. And it starts today with the Padres. You've got 2 series with the Pirates and with the Cardinals coming up next week and the following week. So this is going to get real quick. It's getting early. It's getting late early, as sometimes they say. This is real. This is time to find out what they're made of, and let's see what they got.
And are the Brewers punks?
A little chippy.
Are they coming off as punkish to other teams? It seems like we've had a lot of chippiness very early into the season already.
For those who aren't familiar what happened on Friday night, Willy Adames had himself a great weekend, and for those who aren't familiar, in Baltimore, they moved their wall back in left field. It looks ridiculous. It's stupid. You can hit a 400-foot fly out to left field, but Willie did that. He hit a double off the wall. Then he hit a homer into the first row, and he kind of watched, kind of admired it. And then for some reason, James McCann, backup catcher, a big league veteran, got into Willie's face on his next at-bat, and Willie was like, what is going on? Both benches emptied, and Willie said, he said something, I said something back, and he wasn't happy that I said something back. And then Willie scored on him, which was the best part. So look, they're taking the image after their manager, and their manager is a take no bleep kind of guy, and he's an intense dude. I love it. I think this is good for baseball. Have fun, have an edge, carry an edge, carry something that other teams are not comfortable with.
Dom Catronio, host of Brewers Extra Innings against Brewers and Padres, 6:40 first pitch tonight at American Family Field. Thanks, Dom.
Thanks, guys.
Mark Tauscher up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here. You can turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. The luxurious look, sleek design, and custom colors available is guaranteed to give your home the extra pop to entertain and to keep you comfortable. It's the best of both worlds. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselis. I'm Weston. What's your question?
What makes Hasselis mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery and haul away, and way too low prices on Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper?
Yeah, besides that.
Well, Hasselis is locally owned.
You mean your franchise is locally owned?
We're not a franchise. Every showroom is owned and managed by the same family. So, when you shop at Hasselis, your money stays right here. And through Monday, our family wants to give you a $200 credit towards a new Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
I like that.
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
I love that.
Free next day delivery too.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Shop local and enjoy a $200 credit through Monday at Hasselis Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselis.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin State Fair has $12 group tickets on sale now. Hurry, the sale ends April 30th. Visit wistatefair.com to save big for group tickets.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in on Debbie here at 9 minutes before 8. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, that earlier issue on Highway 60 right at I-41, that accident there, looks like they've been able to clear that out of the way and everything's reopened. We do still have some delays on the northbound side of 41, basically from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past North Avenue. Southbound 43 hitting the brakes from about Hampton, actually make that Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound side slowed out of the Hampton Avenue area. Oh, hey, Hampton. Try that. Try Kilbourne all the way up to about Keefe. Still going to be heavy eastbound 94 heading through the Stadium interchange. That's backing up all the way back to 92nd Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. 71 degrees, your inland high, a little bit cooler near the lake under mostly sunny skies today. Low down to 43. Tuesday, we got a high of 57 degrees, but rain and storms likely. Severe risk is pretty low, according to meteorologist Tyler Moore this morning, but something to keep an eye on. Wednesday, rain and storms and breezy with a high of 65. Right now, 50 in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
If you don't get the full thing, it's not really what this thing is, right?
Innovator.
Like if you got only 75% of it, that's not really what this thing is about. It's the total eclipse of the heart. And if you didn't get it, it was probably maybe a little bit underwhelming.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Vince said it best. He says it's like missing the last shot of the championship game.
Trey looks. Trey gets rid of it. Corner three for Hunter. Air ball.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tosh, I don't know how much of the Masters you saw. I'm interested in your thoughts on this. I'm really divided this morning on whether or not I ever want to see Tiger Woods be a full-on participant in the Masters, as is a privilege that he has earned because of his victory. You can play as long as you want. There's always a spot for you. But, man, not a great performance by Tiger, and I don't know if I want to see that again.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I was thinking that same thing yesterday, because you watch, and Tiger's obviously given us a ton. From anyone that likes golf or is even a casual fan, he has transcended it and what he was able to do. And the reason I would push back on you, I thought the same thing. It's like, this makes me feel sad. He's out there shooting 82, 83, and then I think yesterday he shot a 77, 78. And the reason I disagree, that I would say no, is I never thought, after he, was as all the stuff he went through and injuries and everything else, we would have been robbed that moment in 2019. So even with all that said, he made the cut. He had 2 days. He was better than Jordan Spieth, than Dustin Johnson, than Justin Thomas. Now, can he do this for 4 straight days under the current way his body is holding up? I would say no, but am I going to tell him, who's put in all the work and time, that he shouldn't? If he's qualified, and he is because he's a Masters champion, even if he goes out and stinks it up and shoots a $110 every time he goes out, we don't have to watch it. And the only thing that I wish we'd stop doing is, when he's struggling, let's stop with he's laboring over it. Oh, what a hero to be out there. This is Tiger now. This is who he is. So if you're going to embrace the fact that he made the most cuts in the history of the Masters, let's stop when he's struggling to say, oh, look, he's just, what a warrior to be out there. Now, you can't have it both ways. That would be my only pushback.
So who's on the short list of athletes or, I don't know, movie actors that okay, at some point you don't need to see them anymore because they had a great run, but now are trying to hang on too long? Jack Nicholson, would he be?
Harrison Ford's on that list. He's one of my favorites, right? I don't know if he's got anything in the works, but
Indiana Jones, you didn't like him, huh?
I did, but there were moments where it was tough to watch, Tausch.
You're talking, I don't think you can compare actors to athletes in this regard, because athletes, you can get hurt. I mean, I don't think Harrison Ford is doing his own stunts anymore. Tom Cruise, I don't think anybody's saying Tom Cruise shouldn't have done what he did in Top Gun, the last one, because it was blanking awesome.
No, he's still crushing it.
Yeah, I think actors, the way you can now digitally enhance and do all that stuff, but from an athlete standpoint, none of us wanted to see, when you see, I think it was Willie Mays was really old, Joe Namath when he finished with the Chargers. That just makes you feel icky. But I think when it comes to a sport like golf, and there's not really a ton of other harm that's being done. Now, with the U.S. Open and some of these other ones where you have a bunch of people scrapping to get in, and if you're taking opportunity from somebody else when you know you can't finish the round or you can't compete, that's when I would ask Tiger to say, you know what, let's back out of here. But I think from a master standpoint with how their rules are, I think he can play until the wheels completely fall off.
Well, and here's the other thing. I still watched.
Right?
I still want him to walk up to that tight gallery right there on 12 and wave his little hat around and, get the standing ovations. And if I were there, I would want to see him walk by me.
Yeah, that's the thing with him, though. And, Vinny, before we go, what about the amateur who was in the clubhouse afterwards, and he's getting memed all over the place? Do you think everybody has to be and do all the media stuff? Because he obviously was super uncomfortable, and that made me almost as uncomfortable as Tiger Woods lumbering home shooting an 82.
You didn't need to hear from Neil Shipley at Butler's Cabin?
Neil Shipley. Well, if he wanted to, but you could just tell, he was looking around. How when someone sits down and hadn't done an interview, do I look at the camera? Do I look at you? I don't know where to put my hands. I'm not sure where to look. That's kind of where Neil was yesterday.
I kind of enjoyed it for the charm of it, Tausch. Right. And some of those young AMs, they approach that moment differently. I thought it was kind of real and enjoyed it. But, yeah, for a few moments, Neil was like,
it was fun.
You can go ahead and talk to Scotty now. We can be done.
Yeah, he was good.
Thanks, my friend. 7:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The California-based Mountain Mike's Pizza plans to enter Wisconsin with 6 new locations. A team of 2 brothers will become the first to open Mountain Mike's here, with 3 locations in Milwaukee and 3 in Green Bay. We Energy seeks rate increases ranging from 6.8% to 10% for its utility companies starting in 2025. A consumer group and business customers group are both raising objections to the rate increase. A $125 million expansion of a senior living community breaks ground in Dousman. 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities will add 110 independent living units and a walkable downtown center on its 300-acre campus. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Explore outdoor living this Saturday from Erik Brown, the president of Outdoor Living Unlimited. He knows his stuff. They expand your living space with decks, patios, fire pits, even outdoor kitchens, and can show you a virtual reality of it all for starters. Outdoor Living Unlimited did a great job at the Matzik household. We love it. So listen and call Erik this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix It Show and check out OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
All Brewers games are on sale now. Coming up, a weekend showdown with the Yankees, Friday, April 26th through Sunday, the 28th. Start the series with Friday's hockey night. Then take home a limited edition Brewers City Connect Tumbler Cup at the game on Saturday, the 27th. Presented by Quick Trip. Don't miss out on a marquee weekend of baseball. Grab your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Sometimes plumbing needs more than just a simple fix. Your problem may go deeper, and it can be a real mystery. And that's when you need the home service detectives at Mr. Holland's Home Services. Our plumbing PIs collect the facts, inspect the evidence, and follow the clues to crack your most complex cases. Like the secret of the shivering shower, when your water heater stops heating and your shower starts sleeting. Or the case of the diabolical drip, when it turns out that the leak is coming from inside your home. And the sneaky sewer snafu, when you go deep undercover to flush out the pesky pipeline. Mr. Holland's service sleuths are ready to solve your ponderous and perplexing plumbing puzzles. Let Mr. Holland Sherlock your home. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If your plumbing is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside of an enigma, we can help.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
SemperfiRoofing.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:02, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, April 15th, our top story. A historic criminal trial about to begin in New York.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Tensions keep mounting in the Middle East.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Kind of a hefty ride southbound 43 coming in from Silver Spring, pretty much all the way down past Keefe. A few taps on the brakes on the northbound side as well. So from downtown up to Brown Deer Road, you are looking at about a 14-minute ride. Westbound 94, heavy out of the Marquette to about Hawley Road. The eastbound side really cranking on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny skies and a high of 71 degrees today. 65 your lakeside high. Partly cloudy and low down to 43 tonight. Right now, Milwaukee at 50. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, former President Donald Trump en route to a Manhattan courtroom where, for the first time in U.S. history, a former president will face a trial in criminal court. Jury selection begins today. This is the hush money case against the former president, who has said he can't get a fair trial in New York City. Legal experts disagree. Margaret Bull-Cavera, she's a professor of psychology at John Clay College of Criminal Justice.
The judge gets to make the final ruling on who's excluded for what we call cause, so that if the judge finds that the juror cannot hear the case fairly and cannot be in a partial jury, then that person will be excused by the judge, and there are unlimited numbers of excusals for cause that can be used.
Court this morning may start with a hearing over what prosecutors can ask former President Trump during cross-examination should he take the stand later in the trial, which he has said he wants to do.
A deadly fire in Milwaukee's South Side over the weekend leaves one person dead, and a firefighter with severe burns started in one house near 8th and Hayes, then spread to two others. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky says the firefighter suffering from third-degree burns to more than 20% of his body.
I am telling you, we were probably 30 seconds away from talking about planning a firefighter funeral. He has a long road of recovery.
Firefighters being treated in the burn unit at Ascension Columbia St. Mary's. He's been trying to rescue the victim trapped in an attic when that floor became completely enveloped in flames.
Elevated fire danger across Wisconsin. Much of the state under high or very high danger risk, with fires burning some 300 acres across the state over the weekend. DNR asking people to avoid outdoor burning until conditions improve, and for folks enjoying the outdoors, being extra careful with off-road vehicles or other equipment that can spark a fire.
The search for missing Elijah Vu is nearing 2 months now. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Meinert tells NBC 26 in Green Bay, so far there's no evidence that Vu was abducted or ran off on his own, and that the department isn't resting until it can provide closure.
Even if this case goes on forever, it's not going to leave any of us. You know, there's not a day that I don't wake up and think about this case.
Now, Vu's caretaker, Jesse Vang, due to be arraigned on child neglect charges tomorrow. Neither Vang nor Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, have been charged in connection with Vu's disappearance.
Nervous days ahead after weekend missile barrage in Israel. The Security Council taking measure of the events at an emergency meeting.
A somber mood reflected by the UN chief.
The Middle East is on the brink.
Antonio Guterres says time and energy must now be focused to avoid a full-scale conflict.
Now is the time to defuse and de-escalate. Now is the time for maximum restraint.
Israel's war cabinet met late Sunday to discuss a possible response, but an Israeli official familiar with the talks said no decisions had been made. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
Coming up, no doubt about it, this was a fun reunion. Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures, open Monday through Saturday.
Hi folks, this is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With the weather getting warmer, our prices get even hotter. When you visit our showroom, you'll see all the finest brands of lights and ceiling fans. BBC is Wisconsin's largest supplier to new home builders, contractors, and designers. And we display all the famous brands such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Hubbard & Forge, and hundreds more. Our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday from 10 to 4. We are located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Berghardt.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
Big donation made to a Milwaukee nonprofit called I See Stars. $5 million from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. This is an organization that helps underserved adults reach educational and professional goals. Right now, IC Stars participant Luis Dominguez telling TMJ4 News he's studying computer programming.
I only had manual labor skills. I lack a lot of people skills and all that I need to be successful, and I really appreciate that we look over those skills as well.
IC Stars offers 20-month programs with mentors and then one-on-one help to jumpstart careers.
For the first time since 1960, the latest USDA plant hardiness map is adding a zone. It's brand new to Wisconsin.
Sweet cherry, hardy figs, and Japanese maples are some of the plants that might thrive better along some of Lake Michigan, where Zone 6A now covers about half of Milwaukee County. But gardening expert Melinda Myers tells WTMJ that hardiness is just one factor.
We have to have the right plant for the other growing conditions, right? Our soil, the wind, the frost, the moisture.
And plants in Wisconsin still need to tolerate extremes.
Some of the concern moving forward is floods, droughts, extreme heat.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A musical reunion in the desert.
What you looking at? Gwen Stefani and No Doubt took the stage at the Coachella Music Festival in Indio, California for their first performance in 9 years. Their 80-minute set featured a handful of their hits, And don't speak, and I know what you're thinking. Including Don't Speak, It's My Life, and Hella Good, plus surprise guest Olivia Rodrigo. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were in the crowd for DJ Dom Dolla's set. A viral clip shows the football star lifting his girlfriend into the air to see the stage. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Boy, and America holding its breath saying, dude, don't lift her up. I mean, like, you're big and strong.
Right.
Put the diva down.
Right.
8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator, Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable, that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
You take pride in your lawn. That's why Blaine's Farm and Fleet has everything you need to help it reach its full potential. Stay ahead of crabgrass with a State Crabgrass Preventer Plus lawn fertilizer for up to 10,000 square feet of strong, healthy turf per bag. Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer protects up to 15,000 square feet of lawn per bag from crabgrass and other invasive weeds. Plus, Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action kills crabgrass and other tough weeds while feeding your lawn for up to 4 months. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
11 minutes after 8 on this Monday morning. Debbie, what do you see?
Well, westbound just got a little bit more complicated. We've got an accident at the ramp from 28th Street. Right lane is blocked with this, so it is backing up all the way back into the Marquette. Eastbound, we've got backups from about 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Northbound 4394 hitting the brakes coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma. You're back on the brakes from Kilbourne up past Keefe on the northbound side of 43. And then southbound 43 backing up from before Hampton Avenue all the way down past Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Another beautiful day ahead. We do have rain and storms likely for Tuesday with a high of 57, but today, mostly sunny skies and 71 degrees here inland, high 65 at the lake. Right now at 50 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
8:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Former President Donald Trump is at the courthouse in New York City, awaiting the moment that he will appear through the doors where we have so often seen him in his proceedings here and actually enter the courtroom. What's interesting about this is no cameras allowed inside New York courts, but the hallways apparently are well within the bounds.
Yeah, so you won't see this trial on television. Now, the judge could make a surprise ruling and make an exception. No one is anticipating that. No one expects that. The former president has said he wants to give daily news conferences in the hallways, and his lawyers are hoping that he doesn't go along with that.
Right, this would be the spot. We've already seen the president's motorcade arrive at the courthouse, but now we're in this familiar camera shot. And what's interesting is nobody watches TV like this except for people like us, where we have like 4 or 5 different monitors here. So now the networks are in sort of this game of chicken of who's going to break away first and who's going to bring you that moment live of former President Trump actually walking into the hallway just outside of court. So ABC News in Good Morning America has already broken away from its special report. NBC, meanwhile, sticking with its special report.
Still doing it, yeah.
There's this one door, if you're not watching along, there's this one door basically where the former president will come out. That's the hallway outside the actual courtroom inside the courthouse. And this one camera is fixated on that door. You've got a couple of... I don't know who administers the courthouse there. A couple law enforcement officers there. The 2 women on either side of the door, as Greg Pancake Hill, who produces the program, has aptly observed, appear to be identical twins. I kid you not.
Yeah, they look identical. Look exactly the same. Same glasses, same haircut, same everything.
And they keep talking with one another. They know they're on TV. So does everybody who comes walking through that door. Some of them are... you would assume people with the district attorney's office, important players, others, NPCs, just non-player characters who are just walking around the courthouse and know they're about to be on TV.
So do you think the 2 sisters are like talking about other stuff? Hey, have you talked to Mom lately?
Right. Oh, she is exhausting.
She keeps texting.
She wants, she never comes into the city, and you live in the suburb, but I live in Manhattan. She'll never come into the city. She visits you, but she doesn't visit me, and the kids have things. I mean, it's a little bit of the absurdity, the circus that this sort of creates. You see these unlikely characters now in front of the world as this camera shot is fixated on that moment.
And we don't even know for sure that he's going to be seen walking through that door, do we? Like sometimes they have found other ways to bring in a defendant.
Well, yes, when the defendant doesn't want to be brought in front of the cameras. This defendant does, very much so, right?
A little bit more on what we can expect as the trial gets underway.
Docket number 71543, the people of the state of New York versus Donald J. Trump, will be called for jury selection. Lawyers will begin choosing 12 jurors and 6 alternates to hear this unprecedented case. Trump may be wearing his indictment like a badge of honor, but he has repeatedly tried to delay this trial, an appeals court rejecting him each time.
So they're going to go through more than 100 potential jurors facing questions today as they start the jury selection. ABC chief legal analyst Dan Abrams says the court's questions will include things like what kind of media these jurors consume. And Dan Abrams says lawyers on both sides will almost certainly be checking out the social media accounts of every juror.
They're going to want to know, what have they posted? Have they posted things about the election, et cetera, about Trump, about Biden? And that's going to tell them an enormous amount about these jurors.
So you know what's going to end up happening? As soon as the pool is selected, there's going to be one that has something posted or retweeted or liked something
that they didn't catch,
and one of the sides is going to lose their mind, and it's going to blow up the integrity of the jury, and then mistrial will be called for, and that's the next step in my cynical brain on how this is going to go.
Do you have any more on which case this is? I suppose we can define that for folks as well, because there are a number of pending legal concerns for the former president. This is New York State and the courthouses here in Manhattan, but this is the case, the hush money case, among other things, whether or not the president was concealing his earnings and such, and whether or not money was illegally paid out to the adult film star Stormy Daniels.
Correct. Yeah, and it has to do with how they used that money and what that money was, how that money was misidentified allegedly as to where it was going.
You can pay someone money to keep quiet. That's not on its face illegal. If Erik knew something about me and I wanted to pay him off and say, look, I'll give you 10 grand if you never speak of this again, and we draw that up in the legal arguments and whatever, that's entirely legal. on its face.
But then if you were to identify that money as coming from this or going to something else...
Right. And particularly when you talk about campaign finance,
Right.
did I raise money because I was running for office and take that money from campaign coffers where donors thought they were donating to my campaign, and instead that was used here? So the shell game is really important. Which pocket did this come out of? You have the former president's former attorney, Cohen, who's set to testify.
Yep.
He's going to be the star witness for the prosecution, saying, I knew this and I knew that, and so did he.
Mm-hmm. And whether or not he is trustworthy.
The whole case falls apart if the Trump lawyers are able to persuade the jury that Michael Cohen is not to be trusted. And it'll really come down to if he connects with the jury, and you need all 12 of them. If one of them decides they're not persuaded, then the government effectively loses.
ABC's Kim Whaley there. Should take about 6 to 8 weeks, and the former president is expected to be there. He has to attend the trial. Can't go off and gallivant, but he probably will. He'll try to figure out a way to campaign at the same time, but he's got to be in court.
And it'll be interesting, the interplay between former President Trump and the judge in this case. The former president's been very critical of the judge, has cited the judge as having been a donor to the Biden campaign, saying, how can I sit in judgment by this judge who has a great amount of leeway? In fact, it's the judge who ultimately strikes jurors or not, right?
Yep.
Based on the persuasion of legal counsel. But, how can I stand in judgment from this person when this person has contributed money to the person against whom I'm running for president of the United States? Fair enough point, but the judge isn't having it. He's put a gag order on the former president, who then will be extremely limited in terms of what he is allowed to talk about.
Right.
So then, can he help himself if he goes out there here at lunchtime after the first part of voir dire and says a bunch of stuff that the judge doesn't like? What is the judge willing to do to the former president?
How much leeway, how much more leeway is he going to give?
And then you have, as you mentioned, former President Trump having said that he wants to testify. And you don't know if he's just saying that or if he really does want to testify, whether or not his attorneys are going to be able to talk him out of that.
He wanted to testify once before, and they talked him out of it.
So many different storylines playing out, and we're still waiting for the law enforcement twins there to open the doors and see the former president actually walk through.
Maybe.
Now NBC's now backed off as well, deciding, well, I guess CNN, they're on constantly, so if you want to see it, I guess you can watch there. 8:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, what's happening out there?
Well, we got some backup southbound on 43 coming in from just south of Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound side's going to be heavy from Kilbourne up to Keith. We've got northbound from the downtown area all the way up to Brown Deer Road at about a 14-minute ride. Westbound 94 is backed up out of the Marquette all the way to the Stadium interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is slow from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium as well. That earlier accident on westbound 94 at 28th has been cleared off of the freeway, so we're doing a little bit better there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
The mayor comes to you and says, all right, I need 1 million people in 5 years. What's your answer?
Get to know what's going on in the community and businesses throughout Milwaukee and Wisconsin.
I always think about the research that shows that even when people are pessimistic about their city, they love their neighborhood.
I'll tell you, for me, I think if we're going to really get that number, we're going to have to get a greater opportunity for the younger generation. And I mean real jobs.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Almost a year that I've been going to see Dr. Alex Young and his team at Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa. But this is why starting a relationship with Connect Chiro is so important. It's a long-term road to health and wellness, not just a quick fix, rick, good, and then we'll see you next time something's bothering me. It's always something, isn't it? Like, I just played golf for the first time this last weekend. All right, so when I went to see Dr. Alex last week, it was like, man, lower back's really been tight on me. And he's like, yeah, I'm seeing that here. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. And definitely felt better the last several days, okay? So then you go out to play golf. It's bugging me now. Now it's like over here. And it'll be something else when I go to see him this week. Hey, can we look at this and can we get that working in proper function? So it's a relationship, a long-term one with Connect Chiropractic. And if you want to learn more, we've got an open house this week coming up on Wednesday at the office in Tosa. Sign up is available right now. You do not have to be a current patient at Connect Chiro, but they do want you to sign up, and you do that on the website. It's Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
With all the positive Google reviews continuing to pour in for Rich Lawn's Tire and Service Centers, we want you to know we appreciate you.
You were due for service, we delivered, and then you went the extra mile and wrote a few kind words about the service you experienced.
Yeah, thank you so much. Michael, Glenn, Jeff, Lisa, Carol, Jason, John,
Wait,
Michelle,
hang on a
Ryan.
second, Dad. As fun as it may be to name every single person who's ever left us a Google review, there just isn't enough time. We get 60 seconds, and I'd say we've got about 28 left.
Ah, good point, Courtney.
Listen, we appreciate every last one of you for helping us maintain a nearly 5-star Google rating. And we're going to keep on shooting for the stars, especially when it comes to providing top-notch auto repair service.
Yep, and remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. Peter, Bruce, Samantha, Kimberly, Nick, Heather,
Oh,
Marissa,
Dad.
George, Jeremy, Diane, Brad, Paul.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Do you have achy joints like a bad knee or maybe an elbow that barks at you and you want to get help, but the idea of surgery or steroids makes you cringe? Well, there is another way. QC Kinetics. It's the future of medicine. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. We're talking natural biologics using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup. Dr. Scheinkup's a pioneer in this field. 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, and he wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. QC Kinetics. They've got 2 locations, one in Greenfield, another in Mequon. Call today to find out how they can help you. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Get your free consultation from QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Just about 8:25 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Number one thing people wanted to talk about over the weekend, when you were out talking with folks.
Oh, the murder case.
Yes.
With the severed leg.
Everybody asked, so what do you really know? We have shared, first of all, just in a matter of how we do business, Erik and I share everything we know pretty much.
Right.
Sometimes we share things or we don't share things that we don't know.
Yeah,
we hear things that we haven't verified.
We hear things that we can't corroborate always, but otherwise, if we know it, we got it.
Right. If we know it, we have shared it with you. Breaking on Friday morning was not only the first court appearance where charges were filed against Maxwell Anderson in the case of the severed leg that was discovered at Warnemont Park a couple of weeks ago, but also a news conference with the Milwaukee County Sheriff and the Chief of Police in the city of Milwaukee, detailing in limited fashion some of the investigative techniques that they had used, some things that produced the results that it did. Max Anderson now charged with multiple felonies and still being held. Number of things I just wanted to bring up today in terms of what is still outstanding. First of all, are there more remains of Sade Robinson that are still out there to be discovered? And look, you have the charges filed, whatever, but man, if you're her family and the people who love and care about her, and you want to lay her to rest,
right?
That's not a small thing.
No, it's important, and for multiple reasons, but yes, especially that.
Still missing this morning, while we do have a criminal complaint and a lot of information in it, is really a narrative about exactly what happened. And I think you don't have that because heretofore you don't have really a statement from the suspect, from the accused, from the charged Maxwell Anderson. Oftentimes you'll have an interview with authorities or whatever where certain things were admitted to or not. And you don't have that in this case. So basically what we learned was Anderson and Sade Robinson were together by choice. They were out on a date.
Sounds like it was a first date situation. She said she was, hey, I'm feeling seafood, is in one of the texts. And then here we are. How it got to this point now, that part we're still wondering, and we don't have those details. This story now making it national. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Oftentimes, a story like this, fortunately or unfortunately, ends up in the network news cycle, and they grabbed it now.
Friends of 19-year-old Sade Robinson of Milwaukee want closure.
I think everybody's just overwhelmed.
Robinson's cousin among those searching, saying she's too exhausted to go on camera. They're searching a local park for more of her remains after someone found a severed leg linked to Robinson through DNA evidence.
Yeah, she was last seen April 1st when she went on a first date with Maxwell Anderson.
Derek Dennis there from ABC News, wrapping up that and sharing that with ABC affiliates across the country on that story. I wonder if, and sadly, if folks are less interested now that it really looks, barring the unforeseen, that this was an isolated incident.
At least that's what they said on Friday.
Been a lot of questions and conjecture as to whether or not this was a serial case. People referencing Jeffrey Dahmer, things like that. Not only did Milwaukee County Sheriff Danita Ball, not only did the prosecutors in this case detail charges specific only to Sade Robinson, but also took pains to say we have no evidence that there was anything else going on here, that there are any more victims. Also talked to a couple of people in the sheriff's office who are not those forward-facing folks who talk, and I just said, hey, is there, yes, I know what was said, but anything else here? Both, I have a police source and two sources in the sheriff's office. All of them said nope, there's nothing to suggest that this was anything more than these two people involved. So that's important in terms of whatever else is out there. Other thing that was kind of strange over the weekend, if you follow the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office on social media, don't know where it started, but apparently people started saying that Maxwell Anderson had been released on bail.
Isn't that amazing? Like, all it takes is one person just to post something.
Or
and then
say
all of a sudden,
something and the neighborhood gets up in arms. And
so then forcing the sheriff's office to then have to respond to that.
So here's what they put out on Twitter, Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, and I emphasize this is in all capital letters. News alert, rumors are being spread on Facebook tonight that accused murderer Maxwell Anderson has been released from the Milwaukee County Jail. He has not, ! Maxwell remains in custody on $5 million bail. Spreading otherwise is insanely irresponsible, not to mention false. And so, you don't want that to ignite, and the community is sensitive right now. Neighborhoods are sensitive, family and friends as well. You don't want that to ignite some sort of protest or backlash.
Right, yeah.
And as mentioned last, not to mention it's not true. So Anderson's still behind bars. In terms of when we see him next, maybe some advancement in this case. In terms of what else do we know? We do know Maxwell Anderson is due in court next week, and that would be a preliminary hearing where maybe more evidence will be revealed at that time. Right now it's 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Sleep apnea is a serious condition. And the worst part about it is, because it affects you while you're sleeping, you don't know what this condition is doing to you.
And it was scary because I found out that I was waking up 145 times an hour. 145 times. I was scared. I wasn't getting the sleep I needed.
And that's the thing. Someone like John wakes up after thinking he's slept all night, and he's been feeling run down for years, and finally finds out something really is wrong. This is why, for us, solving sleep apnea problems is so gratifying, because we really are changing lives.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I've been told from my wife I don't snore, but honestly, it changed my life.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. Solving your breathing triangle problems means a better quality of life, and you deserve that.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Hey, everybody, did you get your invitation yet? Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Hall Mazda. And if you haven't gotten your invitation yet, allow me to do it. Hall Volkswagen of Brookfield invites you to celebrate 75 years of the iconic Volkswagen style and innovation. It's the Volkswagen 75th anniversary sale, and for a limited time only, they're rolling out incredible deals on their lineup of award-winning vehicles, like the beautiful Tiguan or the IIHS Top Safety Pick 7-passenger Atlas. You're sure to find a Volkswagen that will fit your lifestyle. And here's an awesome deal. They've got special anniversary incentives up to $3,000 or financing options as low as 0% APR on select models. Happy anniversary, Volkswagen. Make sure to visit Hall Volkswagen today and experience the joy of driving.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it comes to painting, don't do it yourself. Call the pros at your local neighborhood CertaPro painters. That's what we did. CertaPro came out, gave us choices, walked us through the process, and then when they were there, it was quick, it was easy. Our home is beautiful. Excellent workmanship all the way around. It's CertaPro painters. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters.
There's a reason people sold to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
Very fair price. No real estate agent fees or closing costs.
Within weeks, we had closed and couldn't be happier.
Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Traffic is sponsored by the all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods.
The all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods, the Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center in New Berlin and Fox Point.
8:33, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Monday, April 15th. Our top story, a firefighter recovering from severe burns.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Mr. Trump heads to court.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. An issue in Ozaukee County. Westbound Mequon Road is closed from Wauwatosa Road to Swan Road because of a crash, so careful with that. Southbound 43 backing up from just before Hampton Avenue through the Capitol Drive to about Keefe. Northbound is going to be a little slow from Kilbourne up to Keefe. And then on eastbound 94 heading into town, you're looking at delays from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. After that, you're good to go into the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 71 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Bit cooler near the lake with a low down to 43 tonight. Right now, Milwaukee at 55. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Milwaukee firefighter still recovering after receiving third-degree burns. There was a deadly fire on the south side early Sunday morning. In fact, 3 homes caught fire. Flames began in one of those homes, spread to 2 others, about 8th and Hayes. 1 woman died. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky said the firefighter had been trying to save the victim, who was trapped in an attic.
The second floor flashed over. What flashover is it goes from bad to worse. And the entire area at the rear near the stairs became enveloped in flames, 100% in flames.
And Chief Lipsky credited firefighters' rapid intervention training. This particular training was apparently spearheaded for the department by that injured firefighter's father.
A large fire at an industrial site in Menominee Falls. This happened Sunday night. Smoke seen coming from the Acro Sales and Engineering building. This is right near Lily and Silver Spring in Menominee Falls. Unknown at this time what caused that fire.
Elevated fire danger across Wisconsin as much of our state is under high or very high fire risk. There were more than 37 fires over the weekend across Wisconsin. DNR asking people to avoid outdoor burning until conditions improve. Also reminding folks enjoying the outdoors to be careful with off-road vehicles or any equipment that creates sparks and thus can start a fire.
Donald Trump now at the courthouse in New York City to face criminal charges that could put him in prison. Hundreds of New Yorkers are coming to see if they'll be chosen to sit in judgment. They have jury selection starting today. ABC's Aaron Katersky's there.
Prosecutors put Trump at the center of an alleged scheme to bury damaging stories before the 2016 election with the help of David Pecker at the National Enquirer. He now has an immunity agreement with prosecutors. The indictment said Pecker arranged a $130,000 hush payment to Daniels. Michael Cohen wired the money, and Trump falsely recorded monthly reimbursements to Cohen as legal services. Once jury selection is complete, ex-Playboy model Karen McDougal is expected to testify. So is Trump's longtime trusted aide Hope Hicks. Trump has said he might testify too.
Israel's war cabinet convening for a second day today, discussing potential responses to the more than 300 missiles, drones, rockets launched by Iran over the weekend, with the White House doing its best to prevent further escalation in the region. Mary Bruce from ABC News.
The president spent the weekend fully engaged on this, monitoring the attack in real time from the Situation Room, reaching out to allies and partners in the region. And while he is underscoring that the U.S. has full and total support for Israel, the White House also says that the U.S. will not participate in any retaliatory counterstrike against Iran.
Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything looking good right now as I just get started. The Dow is up 353, the NASDAQ is up 65, and the S&P starting up 36. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite Financial Planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:37.
Gene Miller here. Springtime. Better start thinking about those home improvement projects. Now's the time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Update your home's curb appeal and build equity with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown can also customize your project. They're your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass windows and doors. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin to see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us, and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this: who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated, might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated, because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
.39 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Did some good in the community. Picked up a lot of trash this weekend.
Nice.
We are here. Thank you so much for coming out to the Tory Low Community Cleanup 3rd Annual.
Yeah, Jason Smith on the bullhorn, walking around encouraging people. 3rd Annual Tory Low Community Cleanup. Just bring it up today because our company, Good Karma Brands, all in on this effort, created by our teammate Tory Low at 1017 The Truth. Spend a weekend morning, you hit multiple Milwaukee neighborhoods, and you pick up trash, and there's plenty of it. And some of it's just things that have been caught in the brush and vacant lots. And that's another takeaway I had. It's been a minute since, when I was reporting for TMJ4, I was out in the city and different neighborhoods quite a bit. It's probably been a minute since I've been through some of these spots. We started at North Division High School, but just how many vacant lots there are in the city of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And a vacant lot is better than a vacant house, which becomes a magnet for crime. But vacant lot is not cared for by anybody. And so you can either leave all this trash and stuff that gets collected there, and there's clearly a lot of dumping going on as well. Really want to thank Waste Management for being one of our partners in this. They came out with the trucks and staff, and we're taking big things like tires. There was a couch.
No kidding, a couch.
Imagine if that's like next door to your house. What are you supposed to do with that, right? It's not your problem. You didn't put it there, but you got to look at that every day, and that gets you feeling down about your neighborhood. So I think a lot of good was done. Volunteers all Saturday morning hit 3 Milwaukee neighborhoods.
Who you got with you today?
My
got
daughter.
Some helpers.
Yep, my daughter Haley, my son Quinn, and 6 high school students that are all in the Army National Guard.
Yeah, talk with that guy. That's Anthony Davenport. He and I and my son Max came with me, and we were all kind of working this one area together. And that's the other cool thing about it. You just start talking to folks, and everybody who was there want good things for the city, want good things for the community. I thought it was really important to bring my son, your kid's National Honor Society, right?
Yeah.
So they have a certain number of volunteer hours that they're supposed to do. And a lot of that is in your home community. A lot of it has school stuff, right? You sell concessions for the football or whatever. I'm like, let's get you outside that zone.
Do something different.
Yeah. Let's help a different group of people. Let's connect with other people. And let's be really part of an effort that maybe you didn't even ever see before. I thought that was another cool thing about it. So I think, and it was fun. I mean, it helped that it was 70 degrees. Beautiful day, and people were happy and in high spirits. Cousins brought in subs for everybody, which was great. Gruber Law Office is one of our sponsors as well. Great partner with us here at Good Karma Brands.
The community, it needs help. It needs people that want to see it improve. And so I'm trying to instill that sense of responsibility in my kids that if they don't see anyone making change, they got to be the change.
You know, I've known Tori a long time as well, and what I love and respect about him is a lot of folks can go on the radio and complain about stuff. He's an activist, he's here in the community, and he's a leader. He brings people like this together.
Yep, I found the radio station and started listening in, and I like the message that they're trying to deliver to the city. It's important to get that awareness out there.
We'll make sure that you're aware of next year's event as well. In fact, Erik, someone who listens to our show, came up and just said, hey, I really wanted to thank you. I heard you and Erik talking about it the other day. I had nothing going today. My husband was doing so much. She came in from Washington County.
Oh, that's great.
And came by herself, made some new friends, and
That's
helped
awesome.
out. So really good effort, and pat on the back, and shout out to our teammate here, Tori Lowe, for his 3rd annual community cleanup. 8:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Let's get an update on the roads here, Debbie.
Okay, well, we do have backups eastbound on 94, as you might imagine, from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side is actually doing a little bit better. It's just slow basically from 27th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound on 894 has been looking pretty good all morning. The westbound side, not so much. It's got some backups out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th Street. Southbound on 43, also slowing down just south of Silver Spring, all the way down past Capitol Drive, past Keefe, actually. With the northbound side slowing from before Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
If you could spend 1 month anywhere, where would you go?
Easy. I'd go to bed.
I mean anywhere in the world.
Precisely.
You'd spend the entire month in bed?
Specifically, a new Tempur-Pedic from Hasselus Mattress.
Why?
Because I can take 60 months to pay for it. Through Monday, get 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card.
60 months. That means...
You can buy a Queen Tempur-Pedic Pro Adapt Hybrid with ease adjustable base for just $74 a month.
And I get a $300 MasterCard gift card.
Free next-day delivery and employee-free showrooms, too.
So I can try and buy...
With no pushy sales guy.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Searching for a travel agent to book a month-long vacation at Hasselus Mattress.
Enjoy 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedics through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We're going to go back-to-back here on important initiatives. Right? WTMJ's Greg Matzik is soon going to be engaged in a 100 holes of golf event. It will benefit the MAC Fund, and he's asking for our help as well. Morning, G.
Hey, fellas. How we doing?
You've done this before. I know last year was MAC Fund and other events where you play 100 holes of golf in a single day. I did that once myself. Harder than it sounds, right? Especially in spring when you only have so much daylight.
No, I know, and it's like I'm looking ahead to April 25th, hoping we'd get a day like today. Because that would certainly beat the 40 and sleet that we had a couple of years ago. That was a rough go. Last year was pretty nice. It was in the mid 50s, had rain on a couple holes, but really it's nothing. It really is a lot of fun. Me and Gabe Neitzel are partnering to do this again. This will be my 4th year. It'll be Gabe's 6th, but we decided to combine forces here in our fundraising effort to try and reach out to all of our fans at WTMJ and at ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Wisconsin, to help support the cause and raise awareness of this incredible cause that was started about 48 years ago.
You know, my work at TMJ4, we're very good partners with the MAC Fund, G, and I know you've been a part of all of that they do in so many years. we talk about the progress that they've made because of the contributions largely from this community. I mean, Mac Fund is Midwest athletes against childhood cancer. And over the last 3+ decades, I think it's, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong here, I think it was the survivability of children who were diagnosed with cancer when the Mac Fund was created was something like 20%. And now it's something north of 80%. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going the right direction for sure, but there's recent projections from the CDC that also indicate the cancer rates are going to be spiking as people tend to live longer. Now, I know that may just be an adult or, when you get into your senior citizen years, but it can affect anybody. And that's the frustrating part. It always feels like cancer is a step or two ahead. And though ground is being made, cancer always seems to be a thing, and it affects us all. So that's kind of the idea behind the event, and it's called the Ringer. And the Ringer is very symbolic in that when a child, or anybody for that matter, finally wins the fight against cancer, they ring the bell upon exit of the hospital or the care center they're involved with. And that's a very symbolic and very powerful time in that person's life. So it's why it's called the Ringer event, and we all get little bells as our little tea gift, and it's kind of a reminder to us why we do this. So yes, 100 holes, and it's fun. You're out there with your buddies. You're having a good time. It's exhausting. It's tiring. But it really is all about every one of those kids and the families and loved ones who are working through probably the most challenging time of their life.
Where are you doing this, Greg? What course has 100 holes on it?
Well, none. So we're doing it at the Bog. So they have 18 holes, and you just kind of go on repeat. So Gabe will be in one cart, I'll be in another cart, and we'll tee off together, and we'll see each other on the green. And then it's not speed golf, but it's not far off from that because you do have sort of a finite amount of time. You're not
marking your ball and lining it up, right?
Well, so we do have some people and some friends of mine said, hey, we'll give you, $20 a birdie or something like that.
Oh, well.
So you do make the birdie putts, and then sometimes you do par putts, but there are nothing more than a bogey on the scorecard. It's my kind of golf, Vinny. Nothing more than a bogey.
Right. That's how I play all the time. That's why I'm so good. All right, how can we help you, Jeet?
Yeah, so here's our goal here. We're trying to get, and I checked just before we hopped on here, we're at about $11,100 raised. Our goal is to get to 20. However, if we can get to 12,500, that'll trigger a match of $5,000 from Paintings for Pediatrics. This is a great local initiative started by a Wisconsin guy. Cancer patients essentially create artwork, and that artwork is auctioned off at charitable events. So Paintings for Pediatrics will donate $5,000 if we can get to 12,500, and we're about $1,500 away from that. So we've tried to make it easy for people and just text the word golf to our talk and text line at 855-616-1620. Again, text the word golf to 855-616-1620, and we'll send you the details right to your mobile device. You'll see the landing page for Gabe and I and our event here. But we've also had our good friends at Screamin' Sicilian kick in and sort of up the ante a little bit. So if you make a donation of $25, we'll get you one entry into free Palermo's pizza for a year. Oh. And if you do $50 or more, we'll get you 3 entries. And nice. Pizza for a year, this is 24 free pizza coupons, Screamin' Sicilian, Connie's, Urban Pie, whatever you've made by Palermo's, a beautiful stainless steel pizza oven, and all sorts of Screamin' Sicilian.
Oh, we lose him?
Okay. Well, that's right. That's right. The important stuff was out there.
Yeah. Pull the Billy Joel on us right there.
Somehow just lost Greg, right. But again, text the word golf to 855-616-1620 if you want to support Greg Matzik and Gabe Neitzel here in their efforts for the MAC Fund. 100 holes of golf coming up. We have to demand of him a check-in, live check-in for the golf course.
We'll check in with him for sure. They'll be rolling by then.
10 minutes before 9 o'clock. Debbie, what do you see on the roads?
Well, we got some backups on eastbound 94, basically from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's going to be a bit tight from 27th through the Stadium. We've also got a broken down vehicle right about at 68th Street on the westbound side. It's not in traffic, but it's on the left shoulder, so it's kind of in a weird spot. Southbound on 43, backing up from before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe. Northbound's backed up right around the North Avenue curve up to Keefe. Had an earlier accident on 794 northbound just before you get to Car Ferry. That had some backups going all the way back to Oklahoma Avenue. Looks like they cleared it, though, so hopefully that'll get better sooner rather than later. I'm Debbie Laws. With your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Wisconsin's pretty big. Can just two people tell all its stories?
I don't know, but we're going to try.
I'm Kristen Bry.
And I'm Brian Noonan, and we're the hosts of Spanning the State on WTMJ.
We'll cover the news, interesting stories, and fascinating people.
From Superior to Sheboygan,
Rhinelander to Racine,
Bayfield to Bayview,
Platteville to Peshtigo, and all the points in between.
Telling stories close to you and addressing issues that impact the whole state.
It'll be fun, informative, and always about Wisconsin.
Spanning the State, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3
on WTMJ.
Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. This is the place to go, your family-owned company for your worry-free roof tune-up. They'll get on the roof, they'll do a scan, they'll replace and fix some gaskets that are busted up, they'll put in some nails that have popped, they'll even replace shingles. That's what they did for me. I had a contractor up on my roof, had a ladder up there, and put holes in some of my shingles. So thanks to Tri-County Contracting, they've replaced that. So the time is now to get on their schedule. For their worry-free roof tune-up, they also have their great 1110 program. That means they roof your house, and then for the next 10 years, they give it 11 inspections. 1110 for free. They'll come back every year and check on your roof again. It's definitely something you want to consider. Tri-County Contracting. Here's the website, TriCountyContractingWI.com. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Hey, this is Steve Finney for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. You know that. 5 years driving their great vehicles. Last week was moving week. I dropped off the 2023 Ford Explorer XLT, picked up a 2023 Chevy Equinox. A couple things going on here. One, I love the Chevy Equinox. Great vehicle. A little smaller than the Explorer, but still plenty of room. Kathy and I are going to buy a Chevy Equinox in the summer this year, so we want to see all the features and all the cool stuff. They're loaded. Great gas mileage, all kinds of cool trim levels, a lot of safety features, including the rear vision camera, which we remarked on how clear that picture was. Lane keep assist, all kinds of technology. You get that with Chevy, and all the great models and experiences you find at Heiser Automotive. You can find all of their great cars online at Heiser.com, all the great programs, including Safe and Sound, Roadside Assistance for Life. That's why they say every day at Heiser, and you know this to be true, and I know it from working with them. Every day. Today's your day.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
This is a story about how Walker Media Agency even makes rivets exciting. Vince Vitrano here. When you work with Matt Walker and his team, they get your company website working for you. Prairie Rivet in South Central Wisconsin, their website didn't even list all of the rivets they so proudly produce online. Walker Media Agency built a site for them that tells their story, highlights company leaders, and if you need rivets, a full description of what Prairie makes and how to order them. Have Walker Media Agency build your company a site that works as hard as you do. Find them at WalkerWTMJ.com.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Did you catch Billy Joel on CBS last night? You certainly didn't see the end. I know that much.
Nobody did.
For sure. So, yeah, CBS, Billy Joel's 100th show at New York City's famed Madison Square Garden. Everyone was excited about it. It was ending with Billy Joel, but time was running short, so the network cut it short. Listen to this. Pretty awesome. Great camera work. Everyone's excited. And go to black.
Live from CBS 4. This
and now news.
Absolutely not.
Now how does this happen? This is like what, like a football game? Like if a Sunday night football game goes long, then Channel 4 has to sit and wait until they're done, right? But in this case, they just decided, not the local affiliate, but the network said, okay, go to news.
Inexplicably. I have no idea why they did that. I don't know if CBS has issued a statement as to, right, but it was not a decision that was made locally at CBS stations all over. I explained earlier, when I was at 4, network does what it does, and then they call it giving it back to local, meaning who has control of the signal. And they say, all right, we'll give it back to you at this time or whatever. And usually those times are standardized. We're off with network programming at 8:50, 6:30, which means that's when you do your thing and whatever. So they gave it back to local for whatever reason in the middle of the song.
The final song that everyone's waiting to watch. Here's my favorite. So obviously people are calling the local affiliates across the country.
Yeah, because that's who you call.
Bill Walsh, who works at CBS 58, he's been at the Anchor Desk there for a bit. He tweets out last night, "Friends, we at CBS 58 did not start the fire. It was CBS National." Then there's another one. He retweets someone who says, "I wouldn't want to answer the phones in CBS affiliates newsrooms right now." Because
no, you would not. And also, you don't have an answer to those questions.
His response is, "The emails use language I can't say around my mother." So it was true. That bad for the Billy Joel show last night.
I answer the phones at 4 once in a while when we interrupt days of our lives. Get it? Send you running for the hills. Why do you people do that? Good.
Oh, yeah.
I played it for you. That old woman swearing, dropping.
It's phenomenal. She's up. Tired of it. Stop breaking in.
I've often said, and this is an example of where they absolutely should not have done that. Kept watching the end of the concert. But even if it's special report on this, that, or the other, got to be real careful about when you're breaking into programming. You know why? Because if someone's watching you right now, here's the reason. They like what's on. They like what's on right now. They chose that. And you just rip the rug out from underneath them. I still don't have any explanation as to why they did that. This interruption brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's
Don't put
tradition.
that on Drake Camp.
I'm sorry, Drake. I had to read the Drake Camp, right? Sorry, Billy. Mostly sunny today and mild with afternoon lake breeze and a high of 71 degrees inland, 65 at the lake, low down to 43 tonight. Milwaukee temp nearing 60 degrees as we take you to the WTMJ Political Power Hour. That's up next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A $125 million expansion of a senior living community breaks ground in Dousman. 3 Pillars senior living communities will add 110 independent living units and a walkable downtown center on its 300-acre campus. The California-based Mountain Mike's Pizza plans to enter Wisconsin with 6 new locations. A team of 2 brothers will become the first to open Mountain Mike's here,